Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on a wonderful Monday night. I hope everyone out there has had a great kickoff to your week, but we're going to cap Monday off with a little bit of Raw as we get into all the action, all the news, all the rumors, all the stories, folks. So much going on in the wrestling world. Me and that pretty face are going to take you through all the action tonight. It's going to be a fun one. Make sure you strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good. It's going to be a fun ride. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. As I said, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. This is Monday Night Raw. We're going to get into all the action. We're just waiting for it to start. The pre-show of all pre-shows kicking off. We're going to talk a lot about what is going on in the wrestling world. So much to talk about. So much going on. But before I get to that, I will remind everybody out there, I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. And that is my buddy, Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, we got an action-packed and stacked 3 hours with the two of us, and that's how you know it's a 5-star night. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Monday's kicked off. We're about to get into 3 hours of Monday night tonight. Saw somebody in the chat say we were late, but the party don't start till we walk in, folks. But I will remind everybody out there, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. I have said that. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe. We are here all week long. We watch more live wrestling than anybody else out there, and we love what we do. We appreciate the community that's growing by the minute. So be a part of it. Join the For Lifeies. Be a part of all the fun. But, Nick, lots going on in wrestling, and the biggest story, I think, has to be right now the whereabouts of Jade Cargill and what she is up to.
Oh, she's going to WWE. I thought that we already know, or didn't we already know that?
I know that, but what is she up to right now?
Well, we know that she's going to be at the Performance Center this week, which also we know that Brian Pillman was at one point or another. To me, the biggest contention seems to just be amongst the fan base of whether she jumps to the main roster initially or whether she starts off in NXT.
Yes, I've seen this highly debated. And actually, I saw one person on YouTube, and he kind of contended that it's problematic that the fans don't know what's happening. No, it's not. It's actually the opposite of a problem. The fact that there is this much buzz about this lady prior to her even making a debut, even the fans who don't really know who she is are now like, who are you talking about? Who did they sign? Because it is such a newsworthy story. Having a debate about whether she should go straight to the main roster, some people feel like she should be shot to the moon and be champ by the end of the month. Other people think that she needs a little bit of seasoning. But the fact that there's this much debate about it, to me, it's a good thing.
Well, that's the thing, is to be redundant saying that, but the intrigue behind this is what makes this compelling, captivating, what draws you in, what draws eyes to it. If we already knew, okay, so she's going to be in this, like you've thought that she was going to be in the NXT breakout tournament, which very much could happen. I know I see money out here saying that what if she was in Meta 4?
No.
She takes out Noam Dar and she takes over. The baddies. It'd be the baddies 2.0. But that's the thing, is the fact that we don't know where she's going to end up, where she's going to go, anything like that. Whether she's going to start off in the main roster, whether she's going to start off in NXT, makes this interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's compelling. And again, kudos to her, because there are a contingent out there who are like, yeah, strap a rocket to her. Like, what do you mean developmental? Then, I mean, so to her credit, she's convinced some people she's already that star, that bitch, if you will, as she's put it many times.
Personality-wise, yes. In ring, debatable.
Well, now she's about to go into the realm of having not only to be able to work, but to truly work towards commercial stoppages, to work towards, the hard cam. Like, this is a different degree of
I
difficulty
think that
in the
might do
realm.
better for her than the
Yes.
style
Mhm.
that was in AEW personally.
Yeah, because I think they're gonna teach her how to be a big athlete, how to wrestle as a bigger woman, as a more dominant woman, opposed to, like, get in there and do all the cool shit everyone's doing. This
But
is gonna be different. You're gonna give her own
right.
style.
And I think she just naturally she wrestled that style a bit more than because she only knew, pretty
Mhm.
much working through AEW. She didn't have, time on the indies or time through Ring of Honor or anything like
Right?
that. She really had her little stint, and that's all we know of Jade Cargill in the ring. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I'm looking forward to it. I think she's a huge star. I think this makes sense. I've saw some people like, oh, great, Nia Jax, now Jade. What do they want? No talent over there? All right. Yeah, I don't think we're paying attention to the momentum that's swinging right now.
haterade.
But there is a legitimate level of buzz around WWE. I went live earlier today for a few minutes, and again, everything's like Batista might be coming back. Cena just came back. The Rock was here. There's Pat.
Because guess what, boys and girls, the Endeavor deal just went through, and I know I've at least seen reports if they want to try and cut out X amount of money and X amount of money here and everything to make the company more
Mhm.
profitable. But also, let's keep in mind, John Cena, WWE draw, now an actor. Actors strike. Same thing with Dwayne, same thing with
With Dave,
Batista.
yeah.
100%. So now you ain't got nothing to do, and now you've got Endeavor behind you, and they're gonna want to fucking boost shit through the roof.
Mhm.
Like, look at Friday Night SmackDown. We got Pat McAfee, The Rock returns, John Cena.
Mhm.
All that's the first night WWE show went
And
out under the Endeavor deal.
yeah, and almost 2.7 million viewers on Friday night. Like a healthy number for SmackDown. And
And that's
again, like,
without Dwayne advertised, by the way.
true. And I think in addition to that, where you said they're like, oh, well, there's Endeavor's putting an emphasis on profits and cuts and da da da. No, 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 hold on. They understand to make profits, you got to put asses in seats. And that you got to be able to sell big cards. You got to be able to sell big events. You got to
Mhm.
give people a reason to buy the tickets, show up, buy the merch. They get that. And again, you will see that side of the coin more than, well, we just got to cut everybody, then we save money, therefore we're making more money. They also want to increase revenue, guys.
If there is a company out there that does the whole building up a hype behind a fight and everything like that better than WWE, it's the UFC. And guess
Hmm.
who now is their working buddy? I know we said that there wasn't going to be a ton of crossover. Like, you're not going to
No.
get a Survivor Series of UFC fighters versus WWE fighters or any shit like
Best
that.
shit ever.
But
McGregor, Jones, all in a
well,
cage.
yeah,
Right.
Lesnar's the swing man there. He's the
Yeah.
deciding factor because
Right.
he played for both teams. But
And go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, I was going to kind of pivot a little. So
Oh, all
finish.
I was gonna just say, but so they're gonna very much move towards, like you said, I guess pun intended with Shivani working for the other company, they're gonna move towards putting asses in seats.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's the priority here. And I know, like, I saw somebody used as kind of a clickbaity tag of like
Mm.
morale down in the WWE. And it was like the people returning to work today and everybody got laid off on Friday. Yeah. I was in a company that laid off 600 people in one fell swoop. It's a shitty feeling. You lose friends, you lose, people that you were close to, you lose your routine, you get shoved into different roles. Yeah, I'm sure it's down. But if you're a wrestler, you're okay. You're doing fine. And I mean, the show goes on. At the end of the day, they'll get over it. But we knew this was coming.
It does happen. It's the unfortunate side of when you have two major companies merging together.
Yeah.
It's gonna there is gonna be some overlap that
Mhm.
costs have to be cut, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, you don't need two digital media teams. You don't need fucking two
Right.
CFOs. You don't need people doing the same shit on different sides of the building. All right, we got one. Who's going to be the one? Coin toss. Let's go.
Rochambeau, rock, paper, scissors. They enter the
So,
octagon. You can either do it in the octagon or do it in the ring. And if you win, you get to keep your job.
right now, we will get to the chat. I see it loading up. Remember, folks, we got those super stickers. We got those super chats. Use them so you stand out or become a member. Another way to stand out in that chat. We appreciate all of you, but the chat is busy. We're averaging about 500 messages per hour, so it's a fun one. So make sure you get in there. Let us know what's on your wrestling mind. Don't be shy. Don't be quiet. We will take a prediction on every single match, and we will take a rating out of 10. So stay to the end, even though it's 3 hours. Stay to the end.
Oh, I was going to say, well, it is debatable at this point in times of who talks more, you guys or us.
Fair enough. It's highly debatable.
Right.
But Kurt Man 360 says this show will bomb. Well, listen, man, we're gonna start on a negative note. Like, come on, clown.
There's a claim that could be made to this statement because this is the first Monday Night Raw to go up against Monday Night Football in 2023. It's doubleheader of Monday Night Football, and I think our buddy CJ was throwing it around there. To where ABC's doubling down on Monday Night Football because of the Screen Actors Guild and everything. Blah, blah. Right. So they're doubling down on this. So I think that's also why we have a stacked Monday Night Raw card. We've got Dominic Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes. We've got Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. We've got Shinsuke versus Ricochet. And we've got the New Day versus the Viking Raiders in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah, and I think for me, that's only good for business. They know they're in tough. You got 2 choices. 1, throw in the flag, or 2, do what you do. Pull in your audience. There's still a large chunk of your audience you're going to maintain just because they're wrestling fans and not football fans. But yes, if you want to go in battle the NFL, you got to put on a good program. You got to fill the time slots. You got to make it make sense. You got to give a reason for when people are clicking through the channels between plays, they stumble on something that keeps their attention long enough that they don't click away right away. So I like it.
Oh, 100%. Well, like I said, I like that they doubled down and went, okay, we're going to stack this card out. Because, I mean, not everybody's like me and maybe you as well. I've got both Monday Night Football and Raw.
Right. For life. There's those stickers.
For life.
I like it. The custom emojis. I wonder if that works.
See, that's what you get when you become a member, folks. What? Plus, we're still ever growing and expanding on that. Are you trying to do the soundboard?
Did it work?
No.
Oh, okay.
People are going to now be like, it's confirmed now. KJ just has to hit a button and Nick talks.
Yeah, there you go.
Wrasslin for life.
That work?
There we go.
There we go. It does exist. I just never fuck with it. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside. Pause. Welcome back, C Money. Good to see you, Sonic. And Kurt, man, it's good to see you. Even though you're on the bit of the rainy side heading into this one. Victor's back. You're always in, my guy. You're always in. Don't sweat it. New Day versus Viking Raiders, 2 out of 3 falls. Is it 2 out of 3 falls tonight?
Yes, sir.
Shut the fuck up.
Nah.
Okay. Okay. It should be fun.
Hey, like I told you, well, they're kind of going heavy down on it. Think about it. If you're, like you said, you're flipping through the channels, and granted, it might be a little interesting when you've got the Viking Raiders versus the New Day, but hey, they're beating the bejesus out of each other because it's a 2 out of 3 falls match. You might miss until the next commercial break. You're flipping back to Monday Night Football.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, very intriguing. And it will be an opportunity.
That's a word that could describe this.
Yeah, I mean, again, an opportunity. I have a feeling we're going to sit through a solid 20 minutes at least of these 2 teams. So very curious how this match plays out now.
Yeah.
It could either kill the show or it could keep
Does it kick it off? Does it kick it off?
I hope not, to be honest.
Get it out the way?
No, start with something else. Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre might work.
Does that end the show? I think that could end the show. Out of what we've had announced, that ends the show.
I think Cody domines the show based on who they are and where they rank on this show.
But what is Cody going after right now?
He's nothing. He's just
exactly
time.
Right.
So what would Drew and Jey be going for?
I think it's more compelling. It's a fresh matchup.
But based on where they stand in the company, you have your top babyface in the entire company taking on the biggest heel in the company. the Judgment Day kind of run. So, I mean, again, I'm not saying what one's going to happen or not. For my money, I have a feeling that's the main event.
For me, I would put Dirty Dom versus Cody top of the hour. I put Jey Uso versus Drew main event because you kind of still get that tinge
Not a
of a
needle
heel
mover.
turn on either side. Really? What?
Drew is not a needle mover right now for this company.
I think Jey is, though. If you don't think Drew is, then you can't say that Jey isn't.
I didn't say Jey isn't, but at the end of the day, I think this is a very. I don't know. This is the main event of any card.
Hey, Riddle hasn't been seen at Monday Night Raw, even though I guess he's supposed to appear.
That's my favorite story.
That was as of 4 p.m. Eastern. So maybe they need to move this to the main event so he can make it in time.
Maybe if they're that intrigued on having him involved, but I don't know.
That TSA line must be a bitch right now for Matt Riddle, wherever he's landing.
He's not getting anywhere fast. There you go. Some love. Ronnie, how you doing? How you doing? Brian, hey, hi, hey.
Hi, hey, hi.
Lois,
hi there, hold there.
Lois. Monday Night Raw. It looks absolutely stacked tonight with great matches. The leader of the Hopium tribe, Damien. I agree. This one could be good. Chambers is with us. Rocco's in the house. Dale, how you doing? Looks like Jade Garhill getting big money, big push too as well. Heard rumor that too. Actually, here's a question that I proposed earlier tonight or today was, does her paycheck almost, if you sign her to a big deal, are you less inclined to put her in NXT? Well, we're going to give her big money. We're going to give her a big push.
Becky's in NXT right now.
That works. And I love the matchup. Somebody that
will really that matchup alone is fantastic. And it's so funny to me that we're almost at the precipice of this point to where, like, we see with like the NFL and the NBA and the NHL, to where like we know fucking this person signed to here for X amount of years at X amount of dollars and this amount guaranteed. Like, so many people dive deep into these fucking contracts of like, oh, well, is it more than what Tony Khan could have offered her? Is she making more money than Charlotte Flair? It's like, who really gives a shit?
Well, I don't, but the rumor is she's not getting Charlotte money, so that is interesting unto itself. But I mean, at the end of the day, I do think that if you're going to put big money on her, it doesn't necessarily. People equate the two, and I know a lot of people like to regurgitate Meltzer, but we've already established he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So let's move on. You know, if you do put big money on somebody, you want to develop them. You want to make sure you set them up for success. You do want to put them in the best position. Strapping a rocket to her back, and then she gets in the ring and starts looking like Bambi on ice. It's not going to be good for her.
It's an investment. If you strongly believe in investment, you're going to put more money on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's why they're going to put more money on something that they believe, whether it be out the gate or it be a long-term investment, that's going to really pay off in the end. Because we saw, for an example, it paid off for AEW. Now, if you get the WWE machine behind that, whoo.
Well, this is where AEW fans are going to be very interesting going into the dynamic of this. You know, their feelings about Cody since he left is, you know, no matter what Cody's booked in, no matter what Cody does, there's a collective out there that just shit on him because he left AEW and boo-hoo-hoo. But you guys I think everyone's going to get a real rude awakening with Jade because she had all the potential in the world. And she was at what you would argue the top of that food chain, or for AEW, and that's what she was. Now you're going to see what a company that can make stars does. In contrary, that's what I think they're about to witness.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I think it's really a come down to earth situation when it comes to AEW, because like you even sent it out of, what was it, this coming Wednesday's Dynamite, the tickets are 2,500. No, that's not how many is remaining. That's how many tickets they've sold is 2,500.
I thought the estimate for Grand Slam is between 7,500 and 8,000.
Yeah,
so,
which is going. The initial one was, I want to say 20.
Yeah.
The second one was 13.
Yeah.
So little over half. And this one's estimated around 8 to 7.
Well, no, what's not also being talked about much, I haven't heard anyway. Yeah, okay, they're about to do 7,000-8,000 for Grand Slam, but that's after a week, 2 weeks of selling them at BOGO, selling them, buy a pancake, get a fucking AEW ticket, they're really fucking scraping. And again, congrats on Wembley, but
But
there's a
see, this is
problem.
when, if you're of a certain fan base and everything like that, which, I think thankfully ours aren't of that tribalistic nature,
No,
but to where, oh, you're just hating on it, oh, this and
nope.
that, when it's like, no, it's now been categorically proven that the domestic ticket sales are declining and declining
Sure are.
drastically. They are much closer to competing with Impact, and all due respect to Impact with that statement, than they are ever to competing with WWE.
No, I completely agree with that. And I mean, I might not be a Steiner, I might not be MJF, but I can do some math. And looking at the numbers, there's a clear indication of what is happening. And they've worked some audiences like this is where you got to expand. You got to hit other markets that you're not used to going into. You
I
got
was
to
gonna
do
say, we're
something.
not saying we want them to go out or anything like that. It's that they
No.
have overextended themselves far too
Mhm.
much.
And they got to get back to Tony's got to fucking focus on AEW. What are we? What's our identity? Who are we? And put on the best show possible. Like, great that you booked Wrestle Dream, and great they booked some really good matches for it. No, but there won't be a build. It's just spot booking. And when it's done, half the people participating in the pay-per-view go the fuck somewhere else.
Is it really your identity when your identity is we're the alternative to WWE?
No,
Like,
it's not enough.
what does that really
Yeah, it's not
explain? Like,
enough.
that's not establishing yourself. That's just
Mhm.
basing
We're
yourself
not
on
them.
somebody else, and like, well,
Mhm.
we'll just do whatever they don't do.
Right? Yeah, it's like, you meet a girl and she's like, "Well, I'm not your ex." You're like, "Okay, but who are you?" Like,
Wait, who are
right?
you people?
Who are you? Rocco, welcome back. Bella, I saw pictures going around of Belair and Jade in the Hurt Business. Jade joining the Hurt Business would be substantial.
Oh, it's been all sorts of teased. I almost think
Oh,
she could join it before Belair does.
yeah, fair enough. Looks like Jay got that one. Dale, welcome back. Brian, thank you for all the stickers. Thank you, buddy. C Money, Jade versus Trish, take my money. Interesting. Jade squash match.
Jade versus Beth Phoenix.
I would listen. My money is still Jade, Charlotte Flair. I've wanted that match for about 3 years now.
But that's the thing, is at this point now, is this arguably, I don't want to say it's anywhere, I don't want to say it's fully equivalent to, but is where does this rank compared to when Cody left AW? Because this is the second major transition of talent that was pushed, that was a figurehead on that company that jumped to WWE.
I think the Cody one has such a level, A, because he came back at WrestleMania, but B, because he was there, he ran away, he had those,
He had the
he
history,
kind of had a
advertised.
name, right? He had those ties, that history there. And I still think to some people, believe it or not, folks, Jade is a bit of a who? Oh, is
Well,
that
we did had some people like JV and them joking around of who we talking about?
Right? So, I mean, very interesting. Keyshawn, welcome back. Tim, I told you we're never late. Not excited to see Nia tonight. Hopefully, Raw is good. Oh, come on, give Nia a chance.
My home.
It's funny. Like, I still believe that a big problem with this whole situation with Nia is if Nia was 5'2", 114 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyed, people would be like, "Oh my God, she's here," but she's not. So they're like, we don't need her.
That, yes, true, but then again, Nia does also have a little bit of a history of at least being greener than goose shit. I think Nia deals with the issue of she never went through, they never really put her a ton, to my knowledge, through developmental. So.
I think that's inaccurate.
Really? So you
She
think
was
that
in
she
NXT
didn't
for
get
quite a while. She was in her, like, I mean, it's part, like, she's got family involved. She's been around it. Like, I don't think she like.
So
she,
then explain the right crosses and the
again, I think that right cross to Becky could have happened to anybody. They were in a melee. Like the fact that people think that Nia hit Becky and it was sloppy work. Go back and watch it.
the
Go
match
watch
versus
it.
Charlotte, that was just a sloppy joke. That was the equivalent of when Britt
Her
took
and
on
Charlotte.
Taya.
But dude, it takes two to tango on that one. I mean, they both fucked it up, and we've seen Charlotte have a bad reputation for just kind of fucking doing what she wants and having issues with some of the backstage talent. I mean, to me, I said it before. I think it's a bit of the bigger person syndrome of like when you accidentally clip somebody, you take a chunk, right? It's not like, oh, Alexa Bliss accidentally punched me and I got a bruise on my cheek. No, Nia Jade punched me and she caved in half my face. That, I mean, again, it was so innocuous. It was so easy, but it wasn't in the fact of like, oh, look at this sloppy worker. No, they were doing like a gang brawl and she accidentally clipped her. It
I am excited
happens.
to see
Guys
her
get
back,
clipped
but I
all
do
the
think
time.
I do think that she was a victim of, she was still, even I guess with the amount of time she had and everything like that, she still needed some work, some polishing.
I thought she was a solid wrestler. I thought she did great work in NXT. I thought she was wicked against Alexa Bliss. I thought she was wicked against Asuka. I thought she did amazing against Bailey and the other baby faces that they pitted her against. And yeah, I just think, yeah, maybe a little bit stumbly bumbly, a little bit, I guess the 50-50 booking sucked for her, especially going through like leading in when she's falling and screaming out my hole and she's become a meme. But I don't know. I think she's got a bad rap here. I think again, you need viable contenders for Rhea Ripley. She's a viable contender for Rhea Ripley.
100%. 100%.
Mm-hmm. Now Jade. Ooh, team her up. Let's go.
Or does Jade go on SmackDown?
I don't know. I mean, again, I think the funniest thing is that all these debates, like right now for WWE, like if we look at the news cycle, AEW is talking about poor ticket sales. AEW is talking about, is Punk going to sue? What's going on with, these people? Are people getting along? Not a whole lot of like woohoo moments going on in the AEW news front. WWE, all the buzz is who's Jade going to wrestle? Who's Rock going to wrestle? Who's fucking CM Punk going to wrestle? Like, to me, it's just a different excitement and buzz around the one company right now.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Paul Carpenter saying the trying to compare Nia Jax to JBL when JBL knocked out of Blue Meanie, he meant it. Nia did.
Yeah,
but no one's saying that.
I saw that clip. I saw the clip of JBL and the Blue Meanie, and you can literally see JBL in the crowd like fishing through to get to him. Like, I'm gonna fuck you up.
That's funny though. That I think that clip has been beaten to death, just like I guess Blue Meanie's forehead was too. We get it.
Right now, I agree with Corey. Definitely needed some polishing, but again, she was young, and I think people blew some shit out of proportion. Again, I mean, that situation with Becky could have happened a million times and not gone wrong. It wasn't a botched move. It's like Ridge Holland. Fire him, end his wrestling career, Come on. Like, shit happens.
I get it. Well, it does also, especially respectfully, because she's a female, does get a bit of a magnifying glass. SRS says Ciampa versus Vici. If Gable is facing Reed, then Ciampa versus Gunther is more than likely the next feud. Why?
Fair enough. I'm okay with Ciampa Gunther.
Gable has to still be the one to take the title off of Gunther.
I think so. I'm still leaning on that. I think Gable's going to find his way in, and I'm waiting for that. I fully expect that to kind of be the outcome. Oh, I think we're about to start. Dun dun dun. What is your team?
Right. I have 3-3 Carolina Panthers versus the Saints. And I also have the end of Law and Order SVU.
Dun, dun.
And I've got Russell saying smoking pizza rolls. What? Maybe a few sauces.
That sounds delicious.
It sounds smoking a pancake, cigar and a waffle, cigarette and a command. Cigarette and a clip.
Where the fuck?
I have then.
Then.
Yes. How now, brown cow? Because I have now.
Okay. I don't have mine.
Forever.
All right, folks. The show is kicking off. I'll remind you, that's Big Nick. I'm KJ. We're the Wrasslin for Life Network. 3+ hours kicks off now. Remember to get your predictions, your thoughts, your feelings. Get them in the chat. Let us know what's going on. And we're going to take you all the way through it tonight. And it's going to be a fun one. We'll see.
Adrenaline in my soul. Something.
Kicking
Cody
off
Rose.
with Cody.
Right.
Kick off with your draw. All right.
Hey, you gotta right now. Hey, are they halfway gonna book this around the Monday Night Football game, a la Tony Khan? Of like, well, if they go into the fourth quarter overtime, like maybe I'll have to push it back a little bit.
I don't
right now
think
we got a tie ball game on Monday Night Football, so they're like, shit, people are bored. Get out there, Cody. Go.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. They're gonna try and pull people in right away. I mean, I know I said this could be the main event. But then again, one thing I did overlook, Nick, is the fact that Jay is main event-ish Uso.
I mean, his whole music now is down since main event.
What's good, TJ? How you doing? Terrence is in the house. Mega is back. Chambers is back. Paul, we said hello to. Saw Corey Russell's in the chat with his pizza rolls. Rocco, just in case we haven't said hello. Kevin, I hope you're doing well, sir. Lots of people. Nathan, there's a name. There you go. Nathan, what's up? Alexis is back. Becky to defend NXT belt in open challenge on Raw. Is that true? Or did you make that up?
Preach.
I haven't heard it.
Reach.
Because that would be very interesting. Open challenge by Becky. Is anyone
who do you have answer an open challenge when you have the rumor of Jade lingering out there?
Mm-hmm.
That isn't Jade. That doesn't feel like a fucking letdown. So I would stay away from doing something like that.
I think so too. And plus, I think if you're going to defend that NXT title, do it on home soil. As we're getting a replay of it right away.
Yeah, just making me relive, tearing the scab
there
off.
There it is, actually. Defends the women's NXT title tonight on Raw. The man, Becky.
Alexis. Maricopa.
From the
I
future.
guess I'll get out of your swamp.
Great question. Is there anyone AEW could sign to draw interest? That's a twofold question, Nick, because it's short-term, long-term here. There's a lot of people you can sign for a short-term pop. Fuck Goldberg, Ryback, there's a lot of names that get you a quickie pop. But if you want a little bit of a fucking rolling in the field, you're going to need a little bit of bigger than that.
So who would you sign long-term? So what do you guys want to talk about?
It's slim pickings in that free agent
pool.
There's
only one name, and I still think it would depend on how they book him, and it's Ospreay.
I'd give you that. And we know they can't until next year. So
right.
But you're right. What do you want to talk about?
So what do you want to talk about?
It's almost irritating.
Cody Rhodes out here.
They're getting smart with Cody. Cut him off.
Yeah, just stop the politician.
Right.
Tony's Dark Nightmare saying, if you smile.
Right. What's going on, AB? How you doing? Welcome on back. No Rhea or Nia segment tonight. We'll see.
Well, see, Alexis, she's ahead of us. She's talking from the future here, so we have to do her.
It's true.
It's true. It's damn true. As I've got Dom Mysterio out right now, and I can't tell if he's talking or not because the crowd's just booing.
You actually heard the crowd increase.
There's very much a chance that they turn down his mic and turn up the crowd at this point.
Oh, for sure. But you can't deny the fact that the crowd is up on their feet.
Absolutely.
This is the American dill hole. JP. Whoa.
Is this a little bit unprecedented, though, with Dom, of like how he doesn't have to wrestle every week? He's just an insufferable heel. Mm-hmm. And almost at this point, you can't even hear what promo he's cutting because the crowd just fucking hates him so much just because he exists.
And he's pretty much saying the same shit every time, giving people shit, being a smart ass, but he's garnered so much fucking
He can't make it through a full sentence. He's out here, but tonight, and then the crowd just starts booing and just drowns him out.
There is people on this planet that would kill to be able to get that much heat, right? Like that. This is what Jericho thought he was getting for the last 3 years, and he wasn't.
This is what Chris Jericho hears in his mind because his fucking eardrums are probably
Not
blown
Judas?
out from jamming out to Fozzy too much.
Right. Has the American Nightmare ever met our childhood nightmare, Freddy Krueger? That was kind of a sentence, Rocco.
Right. I'm going to say no.
1, 2, Cody's coming for you.
Whoa!
What happened last week? Rhea is kayfabe injured. Yes.
What?
Well, because she got popped by Nia last week, right?
Oh, I didn't know that they actually gave her a kayfabe injury.
Yeah, we may not see her tonight is the word. Rhea might be selling her kayfabe injury from Nia. True story. Hammerstone won't work. Remember, TK doesn't use big men. Plus, again, Hammerstone's not a known commodity. Internally, it would be like, oh, yeah, he's really good, but it takes time to build his name up. MLW ain't getting him any national press.
This is so interesting with Cody, though, as he's like, you're way more into her than she is into you. Like, awkward.
Right.
Like, no one believes they're an actual couple, I think. You don't know what it's like to have a family, and the second Dom starts to talk, you literally can't hear him because it's just deafening boos.
There you go. Here comes Judgment Day. Because a family always has your back.
Why didn't they just come out with him to begin with?
Yeah, that would have made it a lot easier, but this is how you kill it.
We don't get the separate pop, the second reaction.
No, they should have just came out together. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're kicking it off with Dom and Cody, as Nick predicted.
Oh.
Is that a new tattoo on Dom's right butt? I don't know, bro.
I ain't keeping track. I don't know why you are.
Yeah, interesting. Terrence, what happened? Did you have nothing else to do?
Well, no, he didn't even say that he did watch it. He said
I'd watch it. Oh, I thought it said I.
Podcast
My bad, Terrence.
Yeah.
I've only seen
he
clips
said
go
he
around.
would watch it. He said he didn't say he had seen it.
I refuse to support anything to do with Ryback in any way, shape, or form. I don't give a fuck if he's tap dancing on the Empire State Building. I don't give two shits, and I don't want to see him. I don't want to hear from him.
About the sun and the moon and the spring.
Mm-hmm. I think when I already know someone's completely full of shit, it makes it that much harder to listen to them in any way, shape, or form. If there's like we pretend like there's a kayfabe not full of shit in there somewhere, I can give you a little bit of time, but he's so full of shit, I can't waste my day.
Who's this Ryback character?
Yeah, good question.
Curtis letting us know it's commercial break number 1. Dom for the win. Cody for the win. Ryback for the Prime Minister for life.
There you go. There you go.
You can fuck up the UK. Go ahead. You can have that. Not even what I'm mad at.
I'm glad you put him on the UK and not my country. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't.
No, thank you.
Enough. I didn't know that y'all fuckers actually called him the Prime Minister.
Oh, he's the prime something.
You are.
In our country, he can, quiet the channel. So let's. Cody for the win.
You to our overlord, Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, no shit. Cody for the win. Dom. Curtis, welcome back. I thought I saw someone else in the chat. Tony's back. See Money Mega. I thought I missed somebody. Apparently not. Let's go. We are in the commercial break.
If we did miss you, we do got the super chats, the super stickers, or you can always just comment again because we're going for 3+ hours right now because I'm in commercial break.
Yeah. Question, Nick. Batista coming back, year and A.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
You question about Batista coming back?
Yeah, year and A. Does it work? Is there a plot
As far as
there?
if I want it to happen,
Yeah, would you
if
be
I
like,
think
go
it
for
could
it?
happen, I almost still think it's a bit more nay.
I'm not a big Batista guy, right? So it's interesting.
I'm always, anytime I get to hear, I'll walk for miles inside this pit of danger,
Yeah.
I'm 100% down for it. I don't think, because we've seen this before, and that's why things got a little awkwardy with Dave the last time he was coming back, and times that he's wanted to try and come back, is I don't know how much Hunter / WWE wants to move him in or kind of fit him in.
All right. I got Cody for the win. I want to see Damian Priest cash in the money in the bank.
Batista versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 40.
Jesus, beefy boys banging. Dragon Lee's
I've
in the
seen
house.
people that have suggested the idea
Cody's
that
winning.
Next week we get the NXT North American Championship defended on Monday Night Raw between Dragon Lee and Dominic Mysterio. So that's the way that Dom's going to win it, because he's going to drop it on Monday Night Raw. But I've heard people suggest that we get Dwayne versus Brock at Mania. We still get Cody versus Roman.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, that doesn't make any sense. That these are two over guys that you're bringing back in. Them fighting each other is less appealing to me than like fighting a Roman.
Fair enough.
Give it some meaning.
Right.
Oh, down goes Dom. Yeah, this I just saw the comment there about Jade could answer the challenge tonight and show up. If that happens, Jade should walk in, kick Becky in the face, pin her 1, 2, 3, and shock the fucking world.
Glam Slam 1, 2, 3. Thanks for coming.
100%. Let's not fuck around. Pull off the page, pull off like that KO type debut where you really send a message of, hi, you don't know me, but you will.
Exactly.
Oh,
that should just be the intro for our fucking channel of, hi, you don't know me, but you will.
You will. All right, Chambers saying that they canceled the New Day versus Viking Raiders match because Kofi Kingston and Ivar are not medically cleared.
How? Who? Where? When? Why?
All right, I'm curious. Listen, I don't want to shoot too quick because we didn't know that Becky was going to put her title on the line. So here we go.
But it still, could that be why Becky's putting her title on the line, is because that match was called off?
Yeah.
But you couldn't have still a singles match between Woods and Ivar
or Eric,
whichever one wasn't.
Whatever one's not broken. I mean, again, maybe they just realize that people don't want to fucking see that. Not that they normally give a shit. Crossroads, and that didn't take long.
1, 2,
Cody's still
3.
top man.
Some bitch.
Jade in NXT for 6 to a year max, as she's green as grass. Listen, I'm one of the people that truly believe her going to NXT is not a bad thing. I know people are, you go to Blue Shirt. Yeah, fucking patience, relax. Fucking spend way too much of your life getting food out of the microwave. Some things take a fucking minute to cook.
Well, I was going to say, absolutely the best things take time. And her being in NXT, it keeps her away from instantly having to jump into the title picture. Of right now, the title picture is as muddled as it kind of is going to get. So maybe let her sit there and
sorry, Nick. The Judgment Day are up on the apron.
Where the fuck were you when your man's was getting pinned? Here we go. As we get KO. So here we go. Now we're setting up for the main event tonight, player.
There we go. 6-man tag.
Holla, player. Holla.
The Trios division looking strong.
KO and Cody versus the Judgment Day.
They can't. They can
and they will.
They can't.
Holla.
Again. You can't book this in your main event again.
They can and they will, sir. Because but that's the worrisome issue
Stop it.
If AW is backsliding as much as we suspect that it is,
Yeah.
could WWE then become complacent because,
Yes.
well, we've already sat there and beaten out our competition, so I see there is no challenger for me.
Yeah.
So I don't have to put this effort in anymore.
Yeah. Throw it in Cruz. And that was the problem for a decade plus, was nobody was making them try anything.
Right. And it seems like we're almost getting it for a decade and more, because I swear to God, if this is a fucking 6-man tag match tonight.
Don't do it. I can't. They can't do it.
They will. They can and they will.
Don't do it. But Dirty Dom loses clean, lickety split tonight.
That tells me even more that they're having this match later tonight. Holla at your boy.
You might be right. I'm very disappointed if you are. Tegan, a lot of people talking about
if that was the first time I'd heard
that. Oh, wait. I think KO is on the verge of a heel turn. Oh, wait. We're not. We're going to talk about something. Let's go, bro.
I'd like to get you back in the ring.
Uh-oh, we go to commercial.
What the fuck? How do you go to commercial there?
Oh, I mean, Why? It was like, ooh, what's going to happen?
Oh, it's provocative. No one knows what it means, but it keeps the people going.
Now you got to come back and find out what the fuck.
Right. As the leaf turns on WWE.
Right. Everyone owes me 1,000 6-man tag. I told you. Get out of here.
I ain't signed no money. I ain't signed no contract.
We didn't shake on it.
What? Bye.
Captain America Cody Rhodes is awesome. Joe.
Joe, what
Depends who you ask.
I like Tony Curtis. We've got Boston Curtis. We've got Victor. Everybody's like, commercial break, commercial break, commercial break. I just want to click on this man because he's got to build his avatar. Mario Hockey. No, I don't want to see Kevin Owens turn heel. Don't do it.
No, I mean, I never said I liked it. I just feel like it's happening. Like, I feel like the last week or so, a couple of his interactions, he started having a little more of a chip on his shoulder. He's not really, lovey of Jay. I'm like, could they do it? I don't know if I want it.
Why would he be lovey? But I think that's why we get the match with Drew McIntyre. Is why would he be lovey-dovey with Jay if Jay's the newly turned heel to babyface? I think that's good character work there. Mm-hmm. I do like KO's whole build up of everything's fine. He's like, you know what, something? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of you. And then that works. Maybe that's what you lean towards of him.
Maybe
heel, but I think he stays babyface because
I don't know if that's what they.
I would argue KO gets a bigger babyface reaction right now than Sammy does.
No,
I would argue it.
You could argue, but it's not accurate. There's no way. Sammy still gets that big old pop. That's why Sammy comes out second most times. Mm-hmm. Tonight they came out to KO's music, but I mean it's neck and neck, my guy. I don't think KO.
I talked you down. You went from it was clear Sammy Zayn to where it was neck and neck.
Got him edged.
Right, but I'm saying it's at least contestable.
Maybe. I'm gonna go.
Yes.
I'm going to throw something out there. Good. All right, here we go. What if you have a heel Lions hitting on Rhodes and Brandy who brings in Jade? No, but I am kind of curious if we can spin a Brandy Jade feud.
Why?
Who told you it was open night, my bitch? Let's go.
Why?
Just because I like watching it burn, bro.
Some people just want to watch the world burn, Mr.
Kevin Owens heel turn. Guys, watch. In the next 4 weeks, 5 weeks, maybe. The next little bit here, it might happen. And then I'll be like, I kind of saw it. KO wants to talk to Cody, and we're back from commercial.
But I still don't get why that's the commercial break. Is granted, I did switch over to the Browns Steelers game, but
because they're hoping all
right.
We're back
now
on
that
the
we're
air.
back on the air, which I'm sure that even irritated KO.
Oh.
Jey Uso, he's taking umbrage with Jey Uso.
Because I think a KO Jey Uso match rivalry would work really well as far as what they'll deliver in the ring. So then that's where kind of my like I wonder.
But see, I think it works of not even a heel turn of like earning respect of
Maybe
that workhorsey rate of showing that Jay can kind of go as a singles guy, and it's not just because he's involved with something with Roman.
I don't think. Do you really feel he needs to prove that at this point? I think a lot of people feel that way already.
That he could carry a singles feud by himself.
Yeah, because he was main event Jey Uso. He had to.
His main event feud was with Roman.
Yeah, but I think people believe in him.
Right.
Maybe.
But do they believe in him when he's not challenging Roman?
Yes, I think so. I think that's why the big groundswell.
Right, but that's why I'm saying this is the way we go. We wait and see. We play this out. We work with it.
My job is to make these people happy.
I've had a lot of roles. I've had a lot of tasks. Talking about being an EVP for AWI.
Right.
Why?
Do you guys like Jey Uso? I like Jey Uso. This is interesting.
You are looking at someone who has received a lot of second chances. He's one of the best in the world. They are putting over Jey Uso strong as hell.
Yeah, KO is on a boat. Jey Uso. I agree. That's where I got nervous. Like even last week with the interaction of like, if Jay's so over as a babyface, which he is, I mean, again, I don't like tweeners, so KO gets.
I won't deny that's where you could see it happen.
Yeah,
I will give you credit with that. You could see that happen.
I don't know for sure. I'm just talking up my ass.
But no, it's KO manages. John Moxley is what, or KO is what John Moxley wishes he could fucking be. I feel
fair enough.
Of this tweener that manages to actually always seem like this cool guy and can just fucking do what he wants. Well, you've got this is kind of setting up for what you're talking about, though, because you've got Sammy now who's here championing for Jey Uso. If there's anybody who knows Jey Uso better than Jimmy, it's me.
I think we've been saying for a few weeks now, are they building a babyface team to take on some type of bloodline Judgment Day super heel team at War Games? And maybe
Judgment Day would be the bigger team, especially because, like I said, we got the tease of the three-way, the six-man tag, which if they still do that, I win the Rochambeau.
Yeah, I'd be fucked. I mean, they really shouldn't.
Right, but that very much could happen, I feel. As some people have even said, the team that can't beat Roman.
So
you want me to pretend like Jey Uso's not a huge
didn't happen.
That you didn't walk out of WrestleMania world champion?
Kevin Owens is the new Big Show of heel face turns. I don't think so.
He's Canadian Eddie Kingston.
I don't think he's heel turn like the changing of the wind like the Big Show. But I do believe he's one of those people good enough to do it.
Right. But I trust all of you. So I hope you're right.
Pick 6, first play of there you go. Was it really the first play of the game?
I just tuned into the game, so I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah.
Jade versus Lions, her first program on NXT. I don't think so because that's where I
the
think
world could not contain that much wagon.
Yeah, and it's green on green.
One place.
Oh, we're getting a replay of Jay. Now, I will admit, this is a slow fucking burn here. Like, I'm kind of... Jade versus Lion. They're both too green, JV. I think that's why the idea of having Becky with the belt if Jade is coming and getting a push, Becky's a better matchup, somebody with experience, even a fucking Dana Brooke, just because the experience that exists. She can squash her. I'm not saying she has to fucking go with her, but you need experience in there. You saw what happened to Tiffany and Thea Hale. It was fucking hot garbage.
Yeah, but I still at the same time, I think Dana Brooks' collective time in ring is a lot less than even people who have just signed there, just on the amount of time.
I think Dana's got a good
on the amount of time she's doing job matches and squash matches and everything like that. I think,
but she's been in the company
probably
for
longest
over
match
a
in
decade.
2023 is probably no longer than a minute.
Oh, I disagree. And she's been in the company for. I don't like her at all. Like I've gone on my tangents about her. I just think that she's been around. But
Jade versus Asuka, Natty versus Jade. Gotta fill those 3 hours somehow. Wow.
Yeah, you got to fill it with something. But yeah, no, I mean, you got to be careful with putting green on green.
Right.
Oh, we're getting a replay of Nia. Samoan drop.
Right. That was an accident by Jey Uso. I like this. Mafia runs the East. Yes.
There you go. Natty versus Jade. I mean, that could potentially be a thing, especially if you're putting her on the main roster. Again, another vet that's going to protect her. Make her look real good.
Yeah, Natty's the fucking go-to. She's the staple of
gatekeeper, bro.
100%. If you're gonna work your way up and you need a few that's gonna, she's the X-Pac of when anyone, like when Chris Jericho signed with WWE and everything.
What's up, Boston? What's up, Kev? Everybody giving each other some love. What did Boston say? So the open challenge for Becky's belt tonight. Yes. As we're getting a replay. Oh, injury updates.
Dun dun.
Bruised ribs on a day-to-day. And
Raquel suffered whiplash.
So I know people don't. Okay, let's take.
Hey, we got a new day.
I got a new day. But take the whole like feelings about Nia out. If Nia just showed up and we didn't know who she was, they just sold her really well as she took out two of your biggest women competitors. So I think that's outstanding.
Oh, absolutely. And I think 100% they gave us what I was talking about. We've got Kofi, I believe, probably taking on.
Yeah, they did switch it to a singles against Eric.
Right.
Oh, no, it's Ivar. So the two people that were supposed to wait, what?
The two people that our sources in the chats claimed were the ones that for this. Yeah, as JJ's finding his new day to rock. But yeah, the two people that y'all said were the ones out in this match are the two ones having a singles match. Lied. Paul saying, let's go, Buffalo. Absolutely. Kofi KO might attack Jade during his match against Drew. Not a bad show, but also why I said a good main event. Gilly saying Jade has improved over the years. She's not as green as she was a year ago. I think if you put her in the ring with a vet to carry the match, she'll be fine. Yeah, but that's the thing is you instantly have to put her in the ring with vet and putting her in the ring with somebody like a Natty. I'm trying to think of who else is there. Tamina is somebody that you could probably put her in a match with that if she gets lost, anything like that. Like, obviously we know Jade's going to win, but she could help her get through it if that really needs to happen. But I'm in commercial on both right now with Monday Night Raw, and I also got Monday Night Football. I'm peeking at the Browns versus the Steelers right now. Let me take a peek back at the Panthers versus Saints. But how you doing? 100% be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. We're here for Monday Night Raw. We're back at it like a jackrabbit for NXT. We've got AEW Dynamite on Wednesday, Thursday Night Impact, Friday Night SmackDown, and we just keep rolling. Nobody does it like we do, so 100%. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Bye. Go Bills. I like how I'm just helping grow the Bills fan base at this point. But I'm fine with that. Tony, I'm confused. What are you confused about, my guy? We are on commercial break number three, my lord. Choose number 3. Ivar for the win. The way they booked Kofi after that title win, I forgot he had the belt. Yeah, but I also respectfully, let's keep it a buck of Kofi got that belt run because of the moment and the momentum behind him. Let's keep it a buck. Call a spade. We all knew going into Kofi even having that title run. KJ saying the Bills suck. Screw you, KJ. Leafs suck. But with Kofi going into that title run, we all knew it was going to be a good moment. It wasn't going to be a fucking long ride. We weren't expecting something like we've got right now with Roman Reigns, with Kofi, holding the championship or anything. Granted, the way that he lost the belt, they did him dirty. Don't get me wrong with that, but I do still like to. I'm still waiting almost for the day that Xavier wins a world title in some form or fashion, because so far 2 out of 3 members of the New Day have been world champions. Yes, commercial break number 3. I meant Xavier and Eric. Oh, Steven. So yes, now after they've already announced it, you're going to correct yourself. Wow, fair enough. You can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at. Jimmy Uso solo versus John Cena and AJ Styles this Friday on SmackDown. Just made official. Fair enough. Shout out. A hell of a match to tune in to SmackDown for, which we'll be here live for. Nick, you Jets GM, do you go and beg the Vikings to trade for Kirk Cousins or go for Matt Ryan? The obvious answer is quit or jump out. But who would you get out of those two? That's not who either one that I'm getting. Honestly, if I'm grabbing somebody, I'm grabbing Cam. That's who I would probably grab. He's mobile enough like Rodgers. If he really wants to live up to the whole thing about how he should still be a starter, everything like that, I'd grab Cam out of that. Cousins, the asking price is going to be too high, and Matt Ryan, I think, is all but retired. As I've got Ivar coming out right now with Valhalla. One win and Bills. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. You want to make me shout? Hands, having a shout. 7-3 Steelers. I got 6-3 Saints over the Panthers. Talk to me when you win a Super Bowl. JV, if you're a fucking Jets fan, talk to me when you win a division. And I bet you a fucking Mets fan. Oh, as we're getting a replay of the New Day talking backstage with Adam Pearce here. Listen, I've been a Bills fan since I was born. My 18th birthday is 10 days a week. Wait, what? 10 days from today? You're going to have to follow up on this. I need a follow-up comment. And they can't think of a much better way to celebrate than what a Buffalo Bills victory. All right, yeah. We're glad you're a Bills fan. English is not your friend, so you're going to have to clarify that. I'm 1-1 and 0-2 in my other. Mahomes sucked again. But let me know, folks, who you're taking, whether you got Kofi Kingston or you've got Ivar in this, what initially was going to be a tag team 2 out of 3 falls match. Be interesting if maybe they just made this a fucking 2 out of 3 falls match. But we've got Kofi versus Ivar in a singles match. And as I've got the ball loose, did Carolina get it back or did St. Louis? But I've got Ivar versus Kofi right now, and I'm taking Kofi. Mea culpa. No one looks forward to the Bills. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. There you go, C-Money. Oh. The huge. Did he just hit the rear view like Naomi? Oh, no. He just hit the fucking. He just sat on his chest like he's goddamn Rikishi. Me too, fam. I remember all 4 Super Bowls. Why? Oh. Kofi was the W champ when he won at WrestleMania. Yes, he was. Don't remind me of those painful Super Bowls in a row. Lost. Come on, Ivar Crush, says Larry. So you're taking Ivar, sir. I don't know about that. Apparently, it'll be Natalya facing Becky tonight. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. We talked about her earlier. If she was to go against Jade and everything, she's, all but ready, willing, and able. She's the steady hand that is going to be there to put on a good match. You think she might possibly ever get a chance, but she's never really got a realistic chance of winning. Yeah. Tegan versus Becky. Ooh, I like that because we haven't seen Tegan for so long. And I'd almost probably pull for Tegan. Just saying. He thinks the odds are pretty good that Chris Jericho would go back to WWE if they offered him a contract. I think you spoke that in all of the backwards English, but no, I don't think Chris Jericho A is ever going back to WWE, and B, I don't think that WWE would ever off contract. I think that they've seen the way that Chris has been, and I don't think he's big splash from Ivar off the top, off the middle rope, and that's where we're going to go into commercial. Big splash from Ivar on the outside as they all scream into the camera as we cut to commercial break. Yeah, I don't think Jericho would ever go back to WWE. I don't think that they would even offer him a contract. I think he's not one that would want to be told what he can do anymore. Now that he's gone 3-4 years with he can do what he wants. No. Tiffany versus Becky. Oh, my heart beats still. I would hope for it, but if that happened, hopefully Tiffany would win.
Speaking of epiphanies.
Right. You epiphanied upon us.
There you go. Jericho going back to the WWE is highly unlikely for all the reasons that you said. Keep in mind, he's making big bank for like the next 8 years in AEW. And again, he gets to call his own shots. He gets to book his own angles. He gets to fuck up other people's fucking shine and heat at every turn. In WWE, he's going to be back down to just a mid-card guy.
Oh, 100%. He'd be a spatially used guy.
Yeah.
He would be a popping out.
He wouldn't be on commentary.
WWE. Yeah.
He sucks.
He said it, not me. He said it.
Right. Becky versus Shayna.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I like what they're doing with Shayna. I think Shayna's getting some momentum here. So I'd like to see a little more love for Shayna for sure. Her coming out and losing to the champion might not be it.
Right.
Well, we are in another commercial break, and Nick's going to take his commercial break as the little red dot pops up on my screen. There he goes. Commercial number 4. We're clicking. Not even an hour in. We got 4 already. Interesting. I would also like to see Gunther go at Roman Reigns for the title. Terrence, I get it. More likely in my head that he goes the other way. He goes towards the World Heavyweight Championship. He doesn't necessarily go after Roman because, again, Roman's a little infallible right now. So Gunther going after Roman, does he beat Roman? Maybe not. So that's the problem. But could Gunther be the champion of champions in a Raw division that makes sense? Yeah, he could be. Could he take the belt from Seth? Yes, he could. That's why I do think his title reign as IC champion, now that he beat the record, is on a bit of a borrowed time. Got NXT No Mercy pay-per-view and AEW Wrestle Dream on the same weekend. Yes, the 30th of September and the 1st, 2 weeks away. We will be here live for both of those shows. You know how we do. So it's going to be a busy weekend here on the channel. Couple quieter weekends as we get out of the summer and get into the fall. But yes, a big weekend for us that weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. When we really say we cover more wrestling than anyone else, we'll be here both those days and we won't stop. We got more to cover, more to get into, and we're offering you guys more content as we speak. So stay tuned for that, Chamber. It's going to be fun. Did you guys hear what Bobby Fish had to say his issue was with CM Punk? Keyshawn, I did not hear this specifically. So if you would like to elaborate, I'm all ears. Becky versus Shayna. We got Gigi versus Becky. That'd be a surprise. Again, Gigi hasn't been booked very well since Gigi and Jane has, since they left the Toxic Attraction, it's been a bit hit and miss for me with Gigi. I love Gigi Dolan, like for a lot of reasons, but she hasn't been booked well. She hasn't done well. Oh, big crossbody. By the way, Kofi just taking an absolute beating in this one. And I'm going to take Ivar for the win somehow. It keeps the story going, I guess. Nikki Cross. I'd pop for Nikki. That's a good one. Pause. But Nikki Cross would be interesting. Let Jericho go to the WWE Hall of Fame and then go away. But they love him in AEW, right? You see the press conferences. You see Tony Khan. You see them talk about Jericho like, 2022, 2023, best years of Jericho's career. Get the fuck out of here. Once upon a time, he beat The Rock and Stone Cold on the same night. But yeah, the fact that he beat Colt Cabana in 2022, come on now, let's be real. Jericho couldn't go on a tour with Fozzy whenever he wants. Now, that's not necessarily true if you sign him to like a part-time deal, but he's not going to get the money, he's not going to get the respect, and he's not going to get the main event spot the way he does. Like he's going to be up against athletes in WWE that he's got to perform better than. And the fact that at his age and in 2023, he can't do that anymore, guys. So that's where it becomes a problem. The people in AEW, like Tony Khan, don't seem willing to be honest with Jericho. Don't seem willing to look him in the eye and say, yeah, you know what? You're a legend. You've had a Hall of Fame career, yes, but you're not that guy anymore. Nope. Instead of telling him that, telling him the truth and booking him accordingly, he's getting matches with Commander, with fucking Sammy Guevara, with Will Ospreay, guys that he physically can't keep up with. If he would have just turned heel, joined Callis, the heat would have been off the charts, and he could work slow. He could slow matches down. He could take high flyers and work them into the mat. But he doesn't want to do that. He wants to be a baby face, and it doesn't work. Dom should drop it to Dragon Lee. I think so. AB, I'm with you. I feel like Dragon Lee is going to be your next North American champion at some point. I do agree. New Day Rocks. Is Kofi setting up? Misses Trouble in Paradise. Ivar misses a kick in return. And, going for SOS. Didn't work. Ivar with the double hooks. Huge power bomb. And we get a 2. We get a 2. We get a late 2. All right. I'm sorry. My rating for the first 2 matches is -2. Why are you sorry? You don't have to be sorry, Alexis. This is your swamp. You want to have a -2, have a -2. I will admit, I feel like the beginning of the show labored a little. Like the match was okay with Dom and Cody. I don't think it was a bad match. I thought it was okay. It was kind of what it was. It feels like it was setting up other shit, which it probably is. This match has been good. I mean, I've been okay with this match. Is anybody out there, like maybe Alexis, maybe you don't like this match at all? It's been a decent match. I'm not overly interested in Ivar versus Kofi, but if we're going to get it, they might as well deliver. And to me, they're delivering. Like, I mean, this is decent. Not bad. But I thought the way they organized the opening of the show And then it got into like KO wanting to talk to Cody, and then just commercial. It's, I don't know, it lagged. You saw us. We kind of started talking about other things a little more than we were talking about what was going on. Just dragged a bit. Ooh. Ivar with a huge buckle bomb. Or Bronco Buster, my bad. I'm sorry to say this to all the New York Jet fans. Your season is officially over. Aaron Rodgers getting hurt in the first game of the year. Your season is over. Such a Jet situation. Sorry, Jets and Jet fans. Such a bad, but I mean, hey, they still found a way to win. But we'll see. I mean, they're going to probably have to make a move of some kind. Panthers linebackers, yeah, who cares? Is Liv clear? Not to my knowledge, Tony. Ivar with a moonsault! Wow. That looked like a 3, but it's a 2. And the crowd popping. All right. And you got to give them credit, folks. I always say if the in-house crowd is losing their mind, they're doing something. And right now, that in-house crowd is popping. Has big old Ivar with a moonsault. Holy shit. That's like having a small planet fall on you. The fuck? Rhea Ripley should be back by her own ways at WWE RAW. Janice. Yeah, I don't know exactly how to take that, but okay. This commercial breaks is what kills the show. It's true. It's true. I mean, we complain a lot, and we understand the commercialism of the product, of the company. It's the ill-timed commercial breaks. It's a lot. And again, if what's happening on the show makes the commercial stand out, that's a reflection of what we're getting content-wise. Nice powerbomb by Cody. I'm thinking Kingston might steal this. I don't like it. Wait. We're going Top Gun. Hey, Goose. What's up, Daniel? To the danger zone. Trouble in Paradise on the button. And that's going to be it. Wow. Yeah, I don't love it. I admit I don't love it. But big win for Kofi. And not a bad match. Ivar kind of, doesn't look great by the end of that. Champion versus champion tomorrow on NXT. Dom versus Carmelo. Yes. Big match tomorrow. Listen, we talked a lot about this, Victor. They're stacking that NXT Tuesday nights. And if anybody out there hasn't been watching Tuesdays, trust me, I get it. I gave up on NXT. But I got back because they're doing it. They're putting it in. And lately, the shows have been stacked. You look at last week, they're pushing, an 850,000 rating for NXT because Becky's present. And again, now we're seeing Dragon Lee on Raw. We're seeing Becky's going to defend that title on Raw. They are doing everything they can to put a shine on NXT. And I do believe there is some possibility of them moving back to Wednesdays. So I think they want to generate as much momentum, as much interest in that brand prior to doing so. I really do. I think they see AEW in a weak spot right now. I think AEW has been exposed a little bit right now. And if you can put on an NXT show that's fire, you might steal some fans on a Wednesday night. But now I'm getting a replay and a frog in my throat. Pause. Damn it, Kermit. KJ, Cody versus Dom should have been for the NXT title. Cody would have the belt right now. I hate when a champion has a non-title match. It bothers me, especially when he loses so emphatically. I'm just picky like that. I'm a little bit picky on that kind of thing. Let Zoe Stark join the Judgment Day. Maybe. I don't know really how well that fits. I think Zoe's going to do big things, though. Maybe she answers the challenge from Becky. And here's Ricochet, who's going to be taking on Shinsuke. 6-3 HT. Who dat? There you go. The problem with Chris Jericho is too slow in the ring now. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Lamario. And that's my issue with I don't mind Jericho. And I was a Jericho fan once upon a time. It's the last couple years of Jericho being in the main event, being he's going to be the Ring of Honor champion because he's going to bring clout to it. Man, that didn't work. Oh, we're going to put Jericho against Kingston. Man, that didn't work. Jericho's going to hang around with MJF for 14 months. Man, like that's the thing that's killing me with Jericho. Is just be honest. You know, if we didn't see him every week and then hear him on commentary every week, and everyone's heard me rant and rave and complain about Jericho for a while, it's like he'll go out there and have an average match. And then you got to hear everybody, oh, it was so good. And then he's telling you, hey, aren't I the greatest? I'm the greatest. You're like, bro, you're not. You're not. And we're paying attention. You tell me that Will Ospreay fighting someone else at Wembley wouldn't be more memorable than the Chris Jericho Will Ospreay match from All In. That's my argument. Did Jericho pull off a decent match with Ospreay? Yeah. But is it the best Ospreay we could get? No. It's like putting a shitty engine in a souped up car. It doesn't make sense. Natalya and Tegan switched places. Becky versus Natalya tonight. Not exciting. No, I could do without that, Richard. We may finally see Roman The Rock. Yes, AB. Big buzz, big news, big rumors. Obviously, The Rock coming back. Obviously, The Rock talking about what happened with WrestleMania 39, that he had a handshake deal for the match at WrestleMania 39. Oh, wait. Seth Rollins is here. And so is Adam Pearce. Now, let me ask everybody out there. Are you liking how they're building and doing this with Shinsuke and Seth? You see this hatred. You see Seth obsessed with Shinsuke. You see Shinsuke being an evil heel by poking at him, by going after his weakness, by talking about his livelihood, about his family. I personally like what they're doing. Like right now, Shinsuke just playing whack-a-mole, come get me, is excellent. And everyone wants Seth to get his hands on Shinsuke. Come on. Just mocking him. I think it's great. Now, I do feel like probably Seth is involved in the ending of this Shinsuke Ricochet match, perhaps. I don't know. Any chances it could be Jade versus Becky? There is a chance, Larry. There is 100% a chance tonight that it's Jade. It could be Jade. They could just say, well, thank you for being here. This is what we're going to do. And it would be very interesting. The only way I see it being viable and working is if Jade walks out and absolutely decimates Becky and has everybody in the building and a good chunk of them who not really sure who Jade is go, the fuck is that? What happened? She did what? That's the only way it works. Who's that and how did it happen?
Right, I was going to say, speaking of what happened, what?
Welcome back, sir.
Right, but no, I was about to say 100% to me, this whole Seth Rollins Nakamura thing, it's the best thing that's happened to this world title. It's the best thing that's happened to it because it has done nothing but actually put story, weight, gravitas behind it. It has made it valuable.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you, Nick. I like this. And Shinsuke's doing it very well. Like, and again, there's ways to get athletes over, even if they're not the best on the microphone, or even if they're, English isn't their first language and they're trying to speak to an American audience. I get it. But like what you just watched of, him just playing tag, playing hide and go seek with Seth. Come on.
I'm very sorry for what I did to AJ Styles.
Right?
Right. Well, Small Mark saying Jay needs 90 days, and then Tony saying no 90 days. Yeah, that's the thing, is we don't even know whether there's a non-compete or anything. And for it to be this public and no one's saying anything to the contrary, there's no compete.
Report of a 90-day because her contract expired. Therefore, she filled her obligation. The only way a 90-day compete goes into place is if you don't complete your obligation. That's why some people think that Punk might have one. And that's why Punk's playing the whole, I got 2 months to kill.
What? Well, that's a whole other thing. Like that's to me, that's a bit of a spicy meatball. And when it comes out to where it's, I guess, quote unquote, public knowledge, thanks to Nick Hausman there. I know that's an interesting thing to quote him as a credible source. But when he's saying how Punk's not going to sue AW because if it was going to court and everything, it's going to take a lot longer.
Tie
it's
shit up.
Involved. It's going to tie shit up. Versus you can have. He's literally saying you can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at.
Bye. That's
exactly. He's like, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna make a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, I can fight you guys for the next fucking 2-3 years in court over $1 million here or $1 million there, or I could just go over there and make it. What?
I was just saying over a pittance when he could go and you sent out a bunch of kind of ideal or fantasy book matches for WrestleMania, and I've seen half a dozen other, and there's really a whole chunk of people right now in WWE that you just could play fucking shake them up with.
Yeah.
And whatever you come out with is going to be a fucking stellar card and a stack card.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the excitement of it all. And again, I know people want to shit on, well, this guy's a part-timer and this guy's a Hollywood guy. I don't give a fuck. Now you're looking at potential, like we said, the potential WrestleMania card starts looking insane of like, and you can literally, like you said, shuffle it and get any combination and it works so well.
Oh, absolutely. For any AW diehard fan out there that doesn't want to listen to the voice of reason, I'll just quote Forbidden Door and just say how many part-timers, out-of-company guys, etc. showed up and they were fantasy dream matches. Now it's just the ones with the fucking bank account the real depth of roster and the real heavy hitters can sit there and say, well, we could throw Dwayne, we could throw John Cena, we could throw CM Punk if we wanted to sign him back.
Yeah, imagine a mid card in your pay-per-view, any pay-per-view is Gunther, Brock, and then you follow it with The Rock, Cena, Punk, all in other matches.
Night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania this year in Hollywood and everything. Imagine your night ones, like you said, say a Brock and Gunther, and then CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, and then your night 2s capped off with Roman Reigns versus Dwayne, and you've also even got, say, Seth Rollins involved. All of that. There's so many good combinations that you can make.
This match is a lot better than Kofi versus Ivar has any right to be. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. That match overachieved. That was a fun match, and it's like we don't really care. We weren't expecting much, but they fucking banged it out. It was all right.
Pause. But I've got Ricochet and Nakamura right now. Ding, ding, ding.
0-2, 2-0, 2-0, 32-0. He's running the gambit.
Right.
He on that Jade vibe.
This man's been betting on matches we didn't even know.
Oh, big kick by Nakamura. By the way, Ricochet Nakamura kicking off. If you haven't made a prediction yet,
who you got?
If it's not a melee or some type of kerfuffle, it's Shinsuke for sure. Shinsuke's not losing right now.
Ricochet.
You're taking Ricochet?
I will take Ricochet, not because of Bobby Boucher or the O'Shea brothers from Little Giants or anything like that, or in part because I've kind of labeled him my favorite Irish wrestler.
Okay. He's going to need some fucking luck with the Irish.
Well, he's going to need some luck with the Irish. Yeah, 100%. But it's also how Seth said how he's a guy that needs a little bit of respect put on his name. If I could see him at least starting to fall into that contention of maybe he gets that Daniel Bryan moment of Ricochet going for the world title.
Listen, I like Ricochet, but right now for me, you can't like Shinsuke. They're building as the villain. I really don't want to see him take the pin here.
Could he win on a DQ? Or
he could
Ricochet win on a DQ?
Yeah, valid. A DQ. I mean, there could be interference. There are ways, like If Seth's music was to hit and Shinsuke gets distracted, even though I don't love it, but I mean, shit could happen.
But to think about, like, it was what, a couple of months ago we were watching Monday Night Raw, and half the time it felt like fucking a slog to get through. And now with this, it's like, oh, well, this is a world title match of we're getting Piper Niven and Chelsea Green versus Zoe Starks and Shayna Baszler tonight as well. Like, we've got Jay versus Drew. We already had Cody versus Dom. Like, we went through Monday Night Raw tour as kind of a bit of a slog, and now it's every match has stakes involved, has a story behind it, has something involved. You can see where the chess pieces are moving.
Sorry, Nick. Sorry. Beautiful drop kick as Ricochet goes for the springboard and eats a boot to the mouth for his efforts.
Was it to the mouth or was it to his arms? I thought it was to his arms to break up him doing the springboard.
Either way, it looked fucking great.
Oh, yeah.
Setting him up. But I think I get why NXT has a main roster champ. I still don't like it. And I get it. Listen, if I got to be fair, Nick, I've gone on record many a times as saying Ring of Honor being all over AEW Dynamite isn't good for Ring of Honor. I get it. Again, if you do it in bursts and small samples, I can get behind it, but this can't be the norm.
It's one person as champion versus half the promotion running on the main roster. That's the thing. I think maybe your more accurate representation is with how much we've already got advertised for NXT being on next week's Monday Night Raw. But with Becky going down, I think it works. As much as I'm a Tiffany fan, and I know I lost my shit on the stream, but she's now completes the 4 horsewomen, all have been Grand Slam champions. It keeps her super relevant without her still competing for the title. It keeps her out of the line of Rhea, etc. So I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. And again, what I like for this, as far as being a fan of women's wrestling, is that the women's division, you got
shout out Tony Khan.
Right. You got Rhea, Raquel, and Nia kind of involved in some type of shit. Becky and Tiffany are tied up in something. Who knows what else? We just came off Becky and Trish, which had a storyline not related to the belt. You got Shayna and Ronda that just, Shayna just kind of made her push away from Ronda. There's things happening with the women that at least you want to see.
Right.
It's not about just put them in the main event spot and call it a day and spot book it.
See, I did a thing. I put them there. No, you actually need to build some depth behind that, some stories, something as to why I should watch them in the main event.
Right. I kind of want to see Ivar and Gunther.
Just to watch a man get chopped down like a fucking Christmas tree.
Yeah, I think Gunther makes Ivar look pretty small pretty quick.
I think Gunther is the type of human being that could make Shaq look small pretty fucking quick. Like, he's just got that sort of presence and that aura around him.
Careful. If we're getting Jade, Shaq could be around, bro.
Pull
up in an ambulance would kill me. If he pulled up at WWE in a fucking ambulance.
No, he's got to show up and he's got to start spitting bars. Him and R-Truth. And Jade.
Listen, Shaq bringing the heat lately. I can't hate the man.
Oh, man, he's got bars.
Right? How does he rap better now in his 50s than he did when he was in his 20s?
Because he's not Kazam.
Oh, fucking hilarious. Sunset Flip, Powerbomb, and Trouble in Paradise. Kofi wins. Wow, I'm behind. Let me scroll down here. Athena. What about her?
Yep, that's a wrestler. As I've got Nakamura working over Ricochet in the corner right now.
Ricochet needs this win after Shinsuke jumped him backstage last week. Fair enough. I don't think so, but fair enough. Ricochet for the win.
Told you.
Woods is out wild. And is Woods accident prone? Is it too much up, down, down?
I don't know. Well, don't say that. Don't say that because at all.
No. But I think it's a valid question. He feels like a bit of a Band-Aid lately.
Band-Aid in what way? As I'll ask this because I know we're cutting a commercial. So go ahead, explain yourself.
I just feel like the New Day in general have really struggled with injuries over the last couple of years. It feels like they've really struggled to get all of them in the lineup.
Right, but my question is when you start bringing up, down into it.
Oh, I'm just throwing in a joke about. He's like, "Hey, how dare you?"
No, fair enough.
Up, down, down. No, I'm saying I was making a joke about him sitting down playing video games too much. That when he gets in the ring, he pulls a hammy, hurts his knee, hurts his ankle.
Fair enough. I
That's what I
think
was
there
going
was
at.
a good spot to where when he was king of the ring, and even when he was having the match with Roman, to where I think he at one point pretty much was carrying the New Day of really, at least I know that the New Day to an extent has pretty much run its course, and at this point it is there as much as wallpaper is. If you just expect them and they do nothing for you, they are as neutral can be.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I just feel like, again, nothing to do with his work, his attitude, his personality, his promo. Just he seems injury prone. I even think during that King of the Ring run, he was on the shelf for a little bit when I think he got hurt for a few weeks then too. He recently hurt his shoulder, and now he hurt his knee. Like,
but also, how much was the new? That's the thing, is that's the double-edged sword of how much have we complained because we got too much in the New Day, and now because we've gotten so much in the New Day that now the injuries are starting to rack up a little bit.
I don't know if that's where I was going with it, but yeah, no, I just my only question out to the crowd was is Woods getting hurt too often to be consistent and for us to give a shit about him?
Fair enough.
That's it. JV saying Rickabland.
What?
Yeah, you're not feeling it. Punk has 2 months to kill, and I guess when and where Survivor Series is gonna be. I talked about this today, Nick.
Just a little bit, and it's also fitting that I believe AEW might be running a show in Chicago around that same time, because that's, I guess, their typically Thanksgiving time frame to run a show through there, because that's what AEW does, is run shows through the same areas, repeat.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I think like stuff like this to me is direct comparables, right? Like you can look at the attendance, and I can't remember what the attendance was. I think it was maybe 10, 11,000. Maybe I'm wrong. Fact checkers will let me know within minutes.
Well, I don't know what
All Out in Chicago.
Oh,
I don't know how many people they put in at All Out, but now you get the WWE rolling in for Survivor Series. They're gonna pack whatever fucking building they're in. I'm pretty sure it's close to, if not sold out. Fastlane sold out quick. I mean, it's interesting comparables right then and there.
Oh, absolutely. Well, if you're looking at that comparable, I thought we were talking about like with the idea of Punk potentially showing up.
I think it's great.
Very much hinting. Yeah, but could that just be literally, if there's one thing Punk is good at outside of just pissing people off, I guess it's hinting that he's going to show up somewhere just to build up hype for something.
Oh yeah, like this could be just literally him fucking around, just being funny. I said
I'm bored, and here's how you're going to keep talking about me.
Yeah, like I found it funny. I talked about it earlier. The fact that that John Morgan says to Punk, yeah, like, oh, I ran into Punk in the back with purpose. Wink, wink. And I was like, that's genius. So yes, they're very aware of that. But again, a nice tease, and everybody knows Survivor Series in Chicago. Everybody knows it's 2 months away. 2 months away, and this man on TV going like, "I got 2 months to kill." Whether it's true or not, he could be talking completely out of his ass. It again proves that the man can create buzz.
Oh, absolutely. But even then, does it almost halfway? Even if it's not, as we got a springboard back elbow from Ricochet and Nakamura.
Very nice one too.
Does it almost kind of halfway light a fire under WWE's ass of, well, here, even if we don't, even if we're not in talks, well, now look at the amount of buzz that I've made around me just because I kind of hinted at it. So now I'm starting to force your hand.
Yeah, and we've seen that before. We've seen other people kind of generate their own. Now, people would argue that Punk might have done that on and off for a few years and they didn't give a fuck. But I mean, I think it's different now, and it'd be very intriguing. And again, if everybody wants to pull in an Endeavor, which I don't believe is a factor the way people think it is, but again, if they're trying to make profit, Punk sells shit.
Well, I think it's a factor in a way that people don't think it is. Of like you said, of it sells shit. Of how we had a fucking jetpack strapped to Friday Night SmackDown.
Wait, did he
Dude,
kick out?
What the? How? Where was the kick out?
Did anybody see a kick out there? I might have missed
Did
it.
he move? Did he flinch? Did he breathe?
He gave
What
a little
happened?
Shinsuke shake. I don't know. Wait, maybe I just missed it at the end there. But you didn't see it either.
We're getting a replay of crossbody splash.
Oh, he put his arm in the air. He didn't
2.
move his body at all. Just lifted his arm. A lazy kick out.
And I halfway like it, and I also halfway hate it that it's the one that they had to do. Like, you had to notice the replay to notice it. But I do kind of like that it gets you hooked in of how we were like, he didn't fucking kick out.
He didn't move. Big kick as Ricochet goes down hard on the apron. That was nasty. What does Raw do to match the Rock return versus Nia Jax? Yeah, this is not how they function, though, Mark. I don't think they have to do anything to match it. Like, they'll have their moments. They'll have their nights of, oh, big surprise, but it's not tit for tat within the WWE. And I think that's for a reason. And they know, I think the WWE is very aware of the risk of hot shot booking.
Oh, super kick.
Every show you're bringing someone in, it's a problem.
You created a huge wake. Now ride that wave. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go.
Shinsuke
won by DQ.
What the fuck?
Who saw that coming?
What do you mean? I only hit him with the chair, which isn't supposed to be allowed.
Could we get a triple threat for that title? Because Nakamura, oh my God. That wasn't a chop block. That was a drop kick to the knee. And Ricochet sold it amazingly.
Ricochet folded up faster than Aaron Rodgers did right there. He folded like a fucking lawn chair.
He went down like he had Rodgers on the back of his shirt.
They're going to do the fucking tour. Oh, Kinshasa to the back. I thought they were going to be doing the fucking Achilles and then a Kinshasa to the back there.
And it kind of feels like we're about to put Ricochet on the shelf for a few weeks.
I fucking hate this, though.
I love it.
Well, no, in the sense of, like, Ricochet just looked fucking stupid of, like, I hit you with the chair that the ref can clearly see me do.
I mean, I was a little surprised with Ricochet getting the DQ. I think Nakamura went for the chair first. But look, this is a write-off spot, bro.
No, because I don't know. It's so interesting, though, because that camera.
No. Seth! Let me know when you get Seth.
Seth Rollins. I got Seth coming out right now. But no, I was saying of how you could very clearly see that Nakamura was hitting the ring post and not Ricochet.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's one of those of like, I understand kayfabe, but that was like, you're fucking swinging outside and calling it a fucking ball.
Back body drop. Here comes security. And again, you want to see the babyface get the heel, and you're just not getting that payoff, and it's perfect. Is that Saturn?
Well, and notice it's the back body drop. And it's
I get distracted.
Fell on his back and everything.
Perry Saturn in a suit.
Wait, what? Where? What? Who?
Is that not Perry Saturn?
I don't know. Now I'm going to be looking for fucking googly-eyed Perry Saturn.
I'm telling you, I'm pretty confident. I watch it not be Perry. I'm pretty sure that was Perry.
No, I don't see Perry. I'm pretty sure Perry has passed on.
No, really? If Perry's not here anymore.
I don't see no Perry Saturn. I feel like Perry might have passed
right there.
on.
Right. Oh, no, it's not Perry Saturn. I know who it is, and Perry might be dead.
Like I said.
It's, what's his face? He's just chubbier now. He looks like Perry Saturn.
Apparently.
That's why I popped. I was like, I haven't seen him in ages. It's
as Nakamura's like.
That's amazing.
Oh, but the heel heat and everything. And I know, and I do love how they're selling the big back injury for Seth of every back bump he takes. It's it's crippling. Ricochet's an afterthought in that, though.
I mean, again, you set up a baby face to help the heel build more heat. It's perfect. And that's what my assumption was. You're going to continue to build the heat in Nakamura. And I think they achieved that goal with this tonight. I thought that was
right. You did great, and you built the heat. Anyone that was like you or I that was cheering for Ricochet,
I wasn't.
You can have that because he's a footnote now.
Yeah, Yeah, it really is, because he's not part of this main story at the moment. So, and the way
I
they just
do
broke
like
it,
Nakamura versus Seth. I do think that's a great story.
yeah.
I do
So
think it really much validates the world title.
exactly, and I think if you're going to continue to build the urgency for that matchup, for that rivalry, I think that's what this was all about. And yeah, sorry, Ricochet, you did a great job, bro. You gave us a good match, but he is, the victim in this one. It's a bad word. Dale 3. Fact checkers out there, someone help me. Who was the
Not
guy in the blue
Perry
suit?
Saturn.
It wasn't Perry Saturn. It was the guy in blue suit, and I know who it is. When someone says it, his brother's still wrestling.
It was
too.
Moppy.
Oh, fuck. What's his name? Bothering me. Someone rewind that shit. Oh, sorry if you
wasn't Seth. Well, no, I've got Gilly saying, guys, read my comment. I'd love a reply. I do enjoy your opinions from both of you. You fellas injected a lot of reason in your thoughts. Absolutely. Well, then I will remind you, Gilly, that's why we also have the super chats, the super stickers, and everything like that. If we don't get to your comment, if we miss it in the masses of the asses talking to us, that we do have that option, so you can show up and show out, because that's what the show's about.
To break your own oath for a personal petty gain is hypocritical. Well, Gilly, that's very philosophical. I'm not exactly sure what the context of that comment is.
I was going to say, was that the comment you were talking about?
Oh, wait, there's more. It's been said on here. Will CM Punk be a hypocrite if he returns to WWE? I think he will. Be a hypocrite to himself in his own word. I get money can change minds, but this isn't about money. It's personal. I think this is personal. I don't think the money is a big factor for Punk. Does it make him a hypocrite? No, because I've said things in 2020 and 2019 and 2010. I'm sure you have, Nick. Your mind changes. Shit changes. The landscape changes. I hated WWE. I wanted to make it work with their competitor. Fuck, Eric Bischoff ended up working for Vince. Didn't make him a hypocrite. Just made him a good businessman.
Exactly. The fact, if you close yourself off to opportunities, it only does anything but help you from growing and progressing. So to sit there and say he's a hypocrite because he goes back to WWE or anything like that, like, no, this is the avenue I have. So
he'd be a hypocrite if he shat on someone else for doing it and then did it. And I don't feel like that's what he's doing.
No.
If he hated, like, if he comes out on AEW TV and says, fuck, I left wrestling when I left Ring of Honor, then I went to that shit show circus. But if he sits down the way Cody Rhodes does and says, well, we made up, we had a meeting, we talked about it, we thought it was best for business. You remember, Cody left on horrible terms. He's not a hypocrite for going back. He fucking was one of the guys that started AEW.
Could you see if CM Punk, if Phil Brooks comes back to WWE and he comes out and he just sits at the entrance ramp and he says, now this isn't sour grapes when I sit here and talk about, and just goes into a whole fucking promo.
The funniest shit would be if he did that, sat down, started talking, and out of nowhere, Trips just fucking lays him out with a chair. Not this time, motherfucker!
I mean, you went there. I figured Trips would allow it.
Shane McMahon comes back, kicks him in the face, blows a quad.
Oh, Jesus.
But we are back from commercial break, getting a replay of what's happening between Shinsuke and Seth. And again, like, I think Seth, if you ever wanted a champion to feel like he's in peril, Seth feels like he's in peril right now. That belt feels on borrowed time.
He feels like a guy who needs a fucking vacation, almost. Looking at you, John Moxley and Orange Cassidy.
How is it the fucking Roman is the only one that figured out how to schedule himself accordingly?
Because he's the fucking mastermind.
Right.
He's the fucking super genius. Yeah, because we've got Seth out here still. My back. Listen to me. My spine. I broke my back. My back is broken. What's wrong? It's spinal.
I got a bifida. It's one of the bifidas.
It's spinal.
The Tyson quote's the best. 3-0, 2-1. Seth. This is how I would have Randy Orton return. Fatal 4-way Drew, Seth, Reigns. Oh, okay, well, we're going a little left. Mystery wrestler Randy Orton, title on the line. I think there's only one way, and I'm not to correct you. I love, great idea.
I'm
A
gonna
little
just
bit of a
say,
reach.
here's the way I would do this, and I'm gonna set up perfectly and obviously to where Randy Orton's set up to win.
No, the only way you can bring.
Stretch and a half.
Yeah, the only way Randy Orton comes back, Nick, is an RKO out of nowhere. That's your biggest pop potential.
Yeah, 100%. And we even thought that that's how they would bring back Drew McIntyre back, is you get your fucking Claymore out of nowhere. But especially everything going on right now with Matt Riddle. He eats an RKO out of nowhere. I hear voices in my head.
And then the music hits, and he does
sit on the sidelines, Riddle.
Right? Then Randy gets, hits that RKO and then starts doing that fucking head bob thing he does, and the fucking twerky shit. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Listen, we're getting a replay right now of what happened last week between Chelsea Green, Piper, Shayna, and Starks. Dude, I got to admit it, and people might debate me on this. I'd love to have the conversation. The women's division is getting fucking stacked, and like just a plethora of good women, like Piper against Shayna. Sign me up. Chelsea's in there being the chicken shit heel. It works. Zoe's up and coming, another powerhouse. You saw Nia, maybe Jade.
Zoe's a good technical wrestler. You have Piper, and she's back as Piper Niven instead of fucking Dewdrop. I just want to know who has the worst mustache, Vince McMahon or Byron Saxton.
I thought you were going to say or Piper Niven. I was like, what the fuck?
Byron Saxton looks very much more like the fucking male villain from Rocky and Bullwinkle. There,
right? The infamous kiss ass is like, Vince got a new mustache.
All right,
I can do that. Mustache. It's cool, boss. Right? It's cool.
Right.
Can I go back on commentary, please?
He's the fucking robot of pro wrestling. People have been worried about AI. We've been dealing with AI in pro wrestling for the longest time. His name is Byron Saxton.
Byron kills me. Oh, Vince got a thin mustache. It's cool. It's hip, right?
Right. I still, with Chelsea Green's hat and everything like that, her kind of hat, I wish we still had Alicia Fox. Dude, Chelsea Green and Alicia Fox in a fucking hat off.
I admit I don't.
They'd be coming out like Doug Dimmadome with the fucking shit, having to duck out of the fucking entranceway.
Right. Shayna Baszler coming to the ring, 2-1. I'm the ring. That does not look Perry.
What?
You're as fucking confused as me, Boston.
English doing Are You Hell?
It's not Perry. It was fucking. I'm so mad, but it's former cruiserweight.
I don't know what we're on about. So
that the dude, the Perry Saturn lookalike. I want someone to help me. Tell me what guy it is, and I know who it is.
Moppy.
No.
I'm of no help. I've got Zoe Starks coming out right now.
Let me see if I can bring this up.
You're gonna have that.
I'm mad at it until I solve it.
I've got 11-7 Browns versus Steelers, and I've got tied 6-6 Saints versus Panthers. What?
WWE.
Zoe Stark's looking like a fucking toad person. I'm so interested that out of all the possible iterations that we could have had with Marina Shafir, Jasmine Duke, Ronda Rousey, all of that, Sonya Deville, all the kind of MMA ex-fighters and everything that we've had in WWE in the women's division, and the closest we've gotten to it with Shayna is her and Zoe Starks.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really kind of pan out. Like none of those horse ladies became horse ladies.
Horse girls became horse women. Why? My bracket is broken. No, it's spinal.
It's spinal.
It's spinal.
There you go. Thank you, Omega. Got Shayna and Zoe for the win. Shayna and Zoe for the win.
Now that I've said it, I can't unsee it. I want Chelsea Green and Alicia Fox as fucking a tag team.
Can we just call them Cringe TV?
Hey, We've already got QTV over on
Right.
AEW, so I'm fine with it.
Davari.
I'll allow
It's
it.
Davari. It was Davari. It wasn't Perry Saturn. It was Davari.
How the fuck?
He's chubbed up. He's got like chubby, and then he's got the beard and no hair.
And cross eyes, apparently. And cross
Well, I didn't look in the
eyes.
man's eyes. I just saw him from 16 feet of the hard cam. So forgive me, but I'm pretty sure it was already.
If there's one thing that's distinguishable about Perry Saturn, it's the fucking cross eyes.
Right? Yeah, that should have stood out.
That should have been the go-to.
Now I got to look that up because you got me thinking.
Oh, I got Zoe on Chelsea. Pause.
I just want to see.
Share and start for the win. Wait, did Ricochet and his girlfriend break up because she was proud of Shinsuke? What? I think you saw us for asking that.
Right.
Call it.
I think he's still alive, Perry Saturn, though. So I would have felt really bad if he wasn't. Nah, I could be wrong. It was just Wikipedia, but
that's fine. The fact that that was debatable.
Well, it's like you're like, I think, and I'm like, no.
Don't you put that anymore on me.
I look bad enough. What did I say?
I don't know.
How dare you put that on me? What did I say?
Put Chelsea Green with Austin Theory and Grace Waller. Just the douchebag squad, the fucking sorority fraternity.
That's what exactly it would be. Yeah. The letter club, for fuck's sake.
But then that's when you add the Miz
as the leader.
Well, he still could potentially be the one that's traded for Jey Uso.
Ah, Mega, thank you. Joey Mercury was in the security as well. Yes, I saw Joey, but it's so funny. Like I'm sitting here and it's bugging me because his
J&J Security, top flight security in the world, Craig.
Right. Perry Saturn's eyes look like they're on unemployment. They look like they're looking at Saturn. At all times.
Like they're having a disagreement that no one else can hear.
Look like an angry couple.
Now listen over here, motherfucker. Now, will you look at me? I am looking at you. No, look at me, not him. Look at me.
Oh wait, Shaw and Stocks. Give me an accent for the win. KJ said that a while ago. There you go. Okay. I forgive you, Bash.
Well, I got Piper Niven and Zoe Starks right now in the ring.
Mm-hmm. The Rings of Saturn was his finisher. Yes, that's very accurate.
And so was the Death Valley Driver.
Mm-hmm. I was such a big fan of Perry Saturn.
Now, well, I like Saturn. Did you like him more with the Eliminators with John Cronus with Total Elimination?
Yeah, no, everything he pretty much did outside of wrestling a mop and hanging around with Moppy was pretty good for me.
Yeah,
I liked it all. Him in the dress and the mop was a bit much.
No, fair enough. I was
the
just asking if you were a fan more of
Saturn
in WWE
I liked it with Raven.
Total Elimination.
Yeah, no, not as good.
Mm.
Oh, Shayna knocking Piper out. Big headbutt.
By the way, the one in the dress was Vito.
No, but remember when Saturn wore like the skirt for quite a while? Moppy was
that was Raven with the kilt.
No. All right.
Nia Jax breaks it up and causes the distraction. She's going after the Piper Niven, and we got
she's taking out everybody.
Can I say it? Is this going to sound wrong if I say we got big beefy ladies slapping meat?
Welcome to Arby's. Now that might not be okay. But Nia Jax coming in and just laying waste to the entire division. It's a wonderful thing.
Brawny fucking Strowman of the NXT or of the WWE tag team division.
Moppy was hot. I like that.
I like the idea though still of her going at Piper Niven.
I'm not feeling Raw tonight, and hopefully the second half is better. I can't argue with you right yet, Matt. I don't love it, don't hate it. It's all right.
It's indifferent.
It's been pretty good, but not great. Side.
Oh, we're going for the
Uh-oh.
Samoan drop here.
The Annihilator. They're calling the bonsai drop the Annihilator. Again, tons of heat. You're supposed to hate her. I can hear Twitter already. Can you hear those thumbs clicking?
Click, 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 click.
She hurt all 4 women. Did you see that shit?
Oh, right. Everybody's got bruised ribs. They got broken ribs.
Beautiful.
Then again, I'm waiting for the response of like, what's the issue? I'm not in this picture, and I feel like I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
How do you up top? How you doing?
Yeah. How do you promote Shayna in a singles run? By sticking her back in a tag team. Yeah, that seems a little counterintuitive.
All right.
I got you, JV, on that one. I like that. Is Bobby
That would have
Lashley...
been fine if we stopped at her versus Piper.
I love the fact that Nia is just running amok.
I don't hate it, but I think it's you're overextending yourself a bit.
I don't think it's an overextension. Why do you think it's overextending?
Because she's got to live up to where she could. Is she going to be the Braun Strowman of this division?
Yeah,
now?
She's going right back to being the irresistible force. Like she's going.
I'm not
the
like
question.
no.
The question that is on everyone's mind, well, it should be, or what they're trying to create, is who's going to stop Nia? Dun dun dun
dun dun dun.
Oh, Adam Pearce running a shit show right now.
Yeah. Who's on the bigger hot seat? What NFL coach is on the bigger hot seat than Adam Pearce right now? That'll be the going question of who's on the hotter seat. The ex-NFL coach or Adam Pearce?
Right.
Oh, Bronson Reed.
Shush.
It's so interesting because Gable right now standing next to Bronson Reed does not look anywhere near as small as they half the time fucking play him out to be. He looks very much average height.
I think
that means Bronson's a little slower, like smaller and compact, or if Gable's a lot taller than we thought.
What's Gable? 5'6", 5'7"? Like, I mean, he's not. I mean, I don't know.
That's short to me.
It's definitely short. I mean, but I think if you have Bronson who's sitting at like 5'8", 5'9", yeah, it kind of brings it into. I guess we're gonna get Gable versus Bronson.
I'm down.
Look at this, 103 million views. This
Chad Gable is billed at 5'8".
There you go. So average height.
Debatable.
That's average.
Debatable.
Google that shit. What is the average height?
All right. Well, hold on. Let me find Bronson first, and then I'll confirm your fucking theory here. I'll make you feel good.
I'm just telling you what the average is. It has nothing to do with
right, and I understand. Let me find out what Bronson's at.
We're getting a replay of the most electrifying man back on
Bronson's
on
at
Friday.
6 foot, so that's a solid 4 inches.
Oh, he's 6 foot.
Two.
That's a
at 6 foot. So
that's a big dude. It's a big.
Well, yeah. Boy. I mean, man's 300 plus, but so
yeah.
Average male height.
See, when Saturn dressed up in women's clothing and Moppy, felt bad for the guy. I did too. I loved him so much. To see him have that shit play out was awful.
Fair enough, but I'm still saying that Vito is the one that dressed it in the dress more.
You don't remember when it was Perry's gimmick for a while?
I remember Moppy. I don't remember the dress so much.
Oh yeah, he was wearing bras and everything. Next.
Fair enough. So the average height for a male is 5'9", so you're not too far.
There you go. That's I figured.
Gable's at 5'9", so I guess I'm above average. I don't know.
Yeah, you're definitely above average. I'm slightly above average. Hold on tight.
Wearing those fucking platform heels.
Flat-footed.
Disco KJ. Let's make sure that he's.
I gotta wear those Jericho platforms to get to 6 foot, though.
There's no place like WWE. There's no place like WWE. There's no place like WWE.
Why is she here? She has no importance in this match. I don't know how to deal with questions like this, Mega.
So fuck shit up and leave.
She's here to fuck shit up and to dominate the division. And to me, so far so good. I get it. She's not pretty, but I get it. It's not fair.
He went, I get it, she's not pretty, and then I get it, it's not fair, and then just stop. No, she is here 100%. Like we're here to do when it comes to the wrestling.
We're here to fuck shit up
on YouTube. We're here to fuck shit up and leave.
Right. Nia gonna squash Shayna. She did. Rest in peace to everybody.
Right. It's been a long.
And I mean, again, if you want to bring her back and establish the fact that she's a powerhouse, then you gotta book her like a powerhouse.
Right. As I've got Chad Gable coming out right now with Otis and Maxine Dupuis. And and anyone else really just kind of chuckle at the fact that Otis has just this whole thing now of he's always been the guy that looks like fucking Sam Squanch, but manages to grab like the hottest shit.
Oh my God. Yeah.
He had Mandy Rose. And that was a contention of it was between him and Dolph Ziggler. And now you've got Maxine Dupree, and she's over there like fucking arm candy.
Listen,
this 100% could not be fucking grabbing tighter on
me. Guys with a sense of humor, they'll kill you, bro.
Fucking Chris Farley, man.
There you go. Nia Jax is being a badass, and she's destroying everybody. I love it. I like it, Damien. Some positivity, some open-mindedness. Because if we had someone else run in during a match and cause absolute fucking chaos, we'd be like, oh, fuck. We you know, but because it's Nia, they're like, ah, fuck, why is she even here? You're like, ah, come on, guys, give it a chance. That was booked well. The mop was punishment from Vince to Saturn for not doing business when he went to shoot on Mike Bell. I heard that rumor once upon a time. Can't confirm or deny.
It's so funny to me, and I'm glad it's part of what makes being a wrestling fan so interesting is because there's so many old fucking wives' tales and like folklore tales and everything about fucking shit in pro wrestling.
It is very true. Nia is a fantastic heel. I'm inclined to agree with you, Boston. I am. I really am.
Right. I was just saying the McAfee reaction.
He's great.
Well, then KJ's team got worse. I think he might go 0-16.
He got pumped. I'm not going over, but I got pumped this week. I had a better week than last week, and I still got smashed. Dun dun dun.
I was out there hitting, you know, the fucking spear, jackhammer,
right?
Doing the instant job 1, 2, 3.
Did anyone watch Wrestler on Netflix? I watched it all. It was all right.
I haven't watched it yet.
No, it's worth a watch. And I like some of it. Like I love seeing the psychology in wrestling. It's a big thing for me. And listening to a guy like Al Snow talk about the importance of character and talk about the importance of baby faces and heels and having defined roles and making it matter. And that's how you get people to buy into shit. I loved it all. There were some funny things of like the crew thinking like it's, you know, WWE, AEW, OVW. They left out a whole bunch of fucking other business. No. And again, like they're like, why can't we draw? Like they did like 71 buys to their pay-per-view on Fight, and they were hoping for 500.
Well, it's one of those that they do have to dramatize it a bit.
Yeah. Thank you, Netflix.
Yeah.
But it's a good watch. It's interesting, especially because we know some of the guys and girls there. You know, moving up and down, some Impact talent there.
Oh, trust me, I'm still trying to see if we can get L over here.
Right. The slap after the drop is chef's kiss. I love it, James. Thank you. The bonsai drop followed with a couple claps. I like it.
There you go.
I missed her. There you go. We're getting some love for Nia. Artist, welcome back. How could you not love her? Twitter is going ape shit right now. Exactly. I love it. I think it's great.
But that's again though why we are who we are. Yeah. It's one of those of all right, poke the fucking bear. Let's see. Dance, Twitter, dance. See what you can do. See how spiteful and toxic you get.
And the fun thing about a lot of the Twitter crowd is the average person that's bitching and moaning on Twitter right now, and the little pipsqueak that's going to be on later tonight, bitching about it. Again, they never show up and have a conversation about it because all they have
Right,
is,
but
I don't like
those
it.
are the people that makes Tony change the fucking card, because remember how we had it was supposed to be Evil Uno versus Bowens, and then now it became Johnny Hungy.
And the WWE doesn't give a shit.
Yeah,
and
no,
nor
we got
should they.
Jackie Redmond, your fellow Canadian, backstage right now with Jay Uso. And I'm telling you, Jay, to shave them sideburns.
Listen, Mr. Burns, I don't know. How could you not love her? I love it. Do Nia Jax only have that one outfit? I thought this week's outfit was different than last week's, and they took her shoulder pads away, which was my favorite part. Remember they had the fucking the hip guards and the shoulder things?
Oh, she looked like she was a Mortal Kombat boss. Get over here.
It looked like a fucking Century Warrior got stung by a bee.
Right?
Or 70. Oh, shit.
Damien going eye to eye with Jay.
I've kind of liked the second hour of the show. I feel like the show picked up a little. Or maybe I just picked up a little. I have no idea.
So I'll call him A, I'll call him B?
Maybe. Nia woke up this morning and chose to be a menace.
She's chose violence. Breaker. Yeah.
I chose violence. Let's go. Hi.
I like how Dom's or Damien's really like selling Jay on joining the Judgment Day. Like, so he went from one faction. So why don't you come over to another faction?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it because I feel like we're building to that moment where he's like, I'm not in. Super kick.
We're going to get fucking Hot Topic Jey Uso. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, not
Is he going to sit there and have eyeliner and the fucking, where are you? Hey, I'm so sorry.
I'd be okay if they did it
I cannot sleep tonight.
Right. Now that you said it, I almost want them to do it for a week.
You just want to see me like rage quit pro wrestling is what you really want to see.
I just picture Jay sitting there on the couch.
My blood pressure can fucking rise until my head pops.
Alpha Academy set for action. Come on, big boy. Who said that?
What?
Yeah, exactly. Social media enemy number 1. Again, it's funny as fuck to me.
I got Bronson Reed coming out right now.
Yeah, very similar. I'll give you that. Nick said it too. As far as what is he? She Braun Breaker, and I'm like, yep, that's what they're doing.
Yeah,
but I'm okay.
I want to see if Bronson can actually just put his like arms down like by his waist side, because I feel like he just has to walk like this. Like, can you put them down?
Right. He can't cross his legs. He can't put his thighs together. And it's not insult. It's just the way the man's going to trust me. I'm like, there's fucking dude. Close your legs.
This man's like,
I got to stay with wide legs.
Is that what you're trying to say?
It doesn't fit. Leave me alone.
Right.
This
man gets too much momentum. We're just gonna start asking people, "Do you want the fucking dark meat or the light meat?"
Right. Oh, that was rude. Nia, by the way, we got Bronson Reed taking on Chad Gable right now, guys. Gable wins. What's up, John? How you doing? Toasty. Yeah, a little bit.
I would say I'm a little bit beyond that.
Who is going to face Becky Lynch tonight? A lot of debate about this.
Could it be Jade?
I mean, again, the only way that happens in my head is if Jade walks out and everyone's kind of like, I mean, some people will pop like, oh my God, she's here. There'll be a collection of the crowd who's like, who is that? And then she just walks out and literally within 2-3 moves destroys Becky Lynch.
But then does that not poo-poo everything that we did with Tiffany, with Becky, all of that? If Jade shows up and just fucking stomps a mud hole and walks it dry, that doesn't poo-poo everything beforehand?
Nope, because that's revision and that's looking backwards. Everything you've built with Tiffany and Becky was what it was, and it was a great showing for Tiff. Becky, we already know, like, it doesn't erase anything. It's oh my God, look at this woman.
But
I think it just puts her on that stance.
It to me, it gets murky though. Of where is Tiff main roster? Is Tiff NXT? Is Jade main roster? Is Jade NXT? If you have those two together, I feel like those are mitigating forces a little bit. That's
Tiffany might get victimized a little bit.
Pause. I don't want that.
Well, she might be in a pickle here because if you are bringing in Jade and you're going to put a big paycheck behind her, they're going to have to make it work.
But do you do it to where Tiffany challenges Becky tonight on Monday Night Raw?
Maybe.
And this is her double tryout. You're up there on the Monday Night Raw audience. Now you're up here on the big times, even if she falls short. But now you've established that you can go on the main roster. And it's going to be interesting because it's going to be in, I'm assuming at this point, the last hour. So,
yeah. Why is Nia here? I don't know. Why does my dog hump his toys? It's simple because they can. Yep. That's it. And again, people baffle me. But again, you're supposed to hate it. So all the people losing their mind on fucking Twitter or wherever else or in the building, you're supposed to.
Right. As Bronson just dumps Gable on the outside as we go to commercial.
Like for Tampa Bucks. There you go. Just lost Nick Chubb to knee injury. For fuck's sake. Burrows is playing like shit. Chubb is on the bench. Kittle's fucking doing nothing.
This is why.
Come on, hockey draft.
I know I said I took the first week out. I was the bottom of the barrel. I was the last in the division. And I just came in and said, who's next?
The underdog from the underground. Yeah, but you're relying on the Bills. So when they get smashed next week, you're going to have a fucking rough one.
No. You can have that because I had 4 or 5 people on my roster that went 25 and above. I had one of the best fantasy days I've ever had. I had fucking almost 10 people go fucking 20 plus.
I'm just saying, come on.
My kicker got me 10 points.
Yeah, no kidding. I think my kicker got me 10 points, but that was like the second best on my team. Fucking, I got, anyway, come on, hockey draft. Gable for the future U.S. champion. AB, I think he's going to be IC champ before he's U.S. champ, to be honest.
Oh, Gable. Yeah, Gable's going to be IC champ before he goes U.S. champ at all.
Right. Did Drew turn heel mode yet? No. I don't get what this slow play with McIntyre. He's irrelevant right now.
I don't want to say he's irrelevant. I think he's more of just he's simmering. He's slow burning. He's slow cooking. He's in the slow cooker right now.
Right.
You ain't got him on the front burners. You got him just sitting there waiting in the wings.
Right. Dom versus Carmelo tomorrow night on NXT. Title for title. Absolutely. Daniel having a laugh. Commercial break number 7 with over an hour to go.
Chad Gable is so strong when Roman Reigns is not so strong. Okie dokie.
I don't know if that's an accurate statement, my friend. Chad Gable is so strong. Roman Reigns is not. Doesn't look to me that he's a weak guy.
Fair enough. Well, you're doing hockey fantasy. Yes, we are. We are doing fucking wrestling.
We're doing fucking everything.
Well. Right, 100%. Well, I can't be out here and saying, here, let me drag the fucking Canadian into the NFL and everything. And understand, I'm not saying you don't watch it, my guy, and everything. But at the same time, fair is fair, and just still, it's a good community experience. It's a fun thing to do. Trust me, I remember getting jazzed when we did the NFL draft. So we are doing a hockey league. It's puck and wrestling of probably next time I take a pause or if KJ can do it or whatever, drop the link for that. But yeah, we are doing fantasy hockey as well. And I still like Bills Mafia, baby.
There you go. But we are back from commercial break, folks. We are rolling along. If you haven't hit like and subscribe yet, make sure you do so. We've been hanging around 70, 65 plus most of the night. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. We're just getting started, folks. We're like a year and a half old, and it's been a ball. We thank you. And as this match continues, I shall return.
Absolutely. KJ's taking a pause for the cause. Let me know about the hockey fantasy. Well, Tony, make sure tune in when I take a pause. I'm assuming either, unless KJ drops it, when I take a pause here, probably shortly after there, I'll drop it in there. But 100%. 7 out of 10 is right now. Do you another one later? Fair enough. 100%. I like the rolling rating here. As I've got Gable going for an armbar on Bronson Reed right now. Keyshawn says, did you hear TK was in the Texas Chainsaw costume? I heard that. I heard it was also dispelled as soon as people reported it because it wasn't him at all. It was a guy had wrestled a couple times on Dark. It was local guy. It wasn't Tony. Trust me, not Tony. KJ, were you a good QB, but you rejected it? Well, you can talk with him with that. When are trying to offer me trades? Offer trades, and everybody just says, no, thank you. The Iron Tyreek beat Enzo Amore by 0.3 points. Well, have we called it the end? Because we've still got the Monday Night Football games going on. But if that's the case, I think that might be arguably someone screenshot that, because I know I've seen that going around of like the closest decision in fantasy football, especially this year. And one was decided because of Aaron Rodgers, if the man needed 0.7 points. So if we got 0.3, yeah, see money. Oh, it's still going. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we had 0.3. That'd be pretty insane. Tony, I got you, my guy. No, he didn't. Game's still going. When are we getting a Gargano and Ciampa reunion? I would hope sooner rather than later, as Bronson Reed picks up the 1-2-3 on Chad Gable. I've seen that, I guess, Gargano's been quote-unquote jobbing to Omos on house shows. I still really hope that we're getting a DIY reunion, because especially if we're going to split up the tag team belts. I hope that they're going to do that, but you get DIY versus the Judgment Day of I'm wishing that they would have kept the Grizzly Young Vets in there, but the DIY right now, KO and Sammy, you get them in the tag team division 100%. I think they instantly become front runners. As speaking of which, we've got Tommaso Ciampa right now on my screen. What? Play the long game, says Ciampa. Nick, multiple reports came out that Natalya is going to be the one to face Becky. Fair enough. I don't doubt it. It would be one of those if it happens, it's just you can literally go and set your watch to it. You can go and go and grab a snack, go and reheat your leftover pizza, what have you, go and take a pause for the cause if that's the match that happens, because respectful to Natalya, but you know what's going to be the outcome. Chopper saying, Imperium, you didn't choose me, I chose you. So Ciampa's saying, Gunther, you have what I want. So are we skipping the DIY reunion and going to Ciampa going after the IC belt? That would be interesting. I would like to see him involved in the tag team. I think it's just in part because I want to see Gargano on my TV as well, but I think maybe we could get Gargano versus Gable or anything like that after the fact. Gunther's just it's very much like the Roman aspect of he's the hill you have to overcome, and once you overcome it, then it becomes a who's who grab bag. As we're getting a replay of Tiffany Stratton versus Becky Lynch from last week. AB Sadie's 5-0. Roman Reigns is not happy, but Roman Reigns is angry. Well, I guess that would be the opposite emotion of happy. Excuse me. I said excuse me. Fair enough. Some might see Reed winning or bearing Gable or ruining his momentum, but I think Reed does not need some incredible wins. At least you're saying he does need some credible wins under his belt. Vance letting us know he's in North Carolina. Damien's 5-0. Did you hear Jackson Riker is a sheriff now? How fitting. Yeah, I have had that sense of me of that. He works for sheriff's department. I don't want to comment on it. I'm not going to put the cart before the horse with that. I get what everybody's thinking about it, and I get it, and I get where the meme lies with that, but I'm not going to push the narrative on that. As Becky, I'm getting a replay of Becky winning the NXT Women's Championship off of Tiffany after the manhandle slam, and she's become the fourth horsewoman to complete the Grand Slam Championship. And now we've got her backstage with the belt, and it's so amazing to me that Big Time Bex is the one wearing the toned down version of her husband's gear at this point. She's out there with the primetime sunglasses and the kind of feathery, furry coat, but how her husband's wearing 10 times more extravagant outfits than she is. Good Ciampa promo. Yes. Safe bet. TK never held a chainsaw. Well, no shit. I think we've already established that he's never even seen any sort of a physical altercation. Obviously, with I feared for my life, which obviously is if they were to get sued by Phillip Brooks, which allegedly, supposedly is not happening, according to Nick Hausman, that that's what that was all setting up for, is that if they went to court, they could claim, well, I feared for my life. So I was so scared of what he could do. But I think, and especially with the teasing at the 2 months and everything, I don't know if Punk's just playing the mastermind long game with this and just how can I twist people's hands and everything to where it almost feels like they have to bring me in instead of just letting me sit there. But if Punk comes back to WWE in Chicago at Survivor Series, check fucking mate, honestly, at this point. Sorry, respectfully. And I'm not saying in the aspect of, AW is going to fail or it's not going to exist anymore. But at this point of it being even a stout number 2 competitor, if that happens, that is check fucking mate. That is, you are now competing with Impact.
Speaking of checkmate,
I was going to say, I'm not trying to say you competing with Impact, sir.
I am the Impact.
I am the click commander.
Hey, you see this face? No.
When you see this face. But
no,
yeah,
I think I agree with you.
That Survivor Series, is that not a fait accompli?
Oh, it's such bad news for, again, when you're trying to convince people that you're on the same level of the company you're competing against, and they start making those moves. They bring in Jade, they bring in fucking, like I said, they've got The Rock back for, and again, instant impact, 103 million impressions across the fucking globe.
Right.
CM Punk's gonna rattle. You don't think people, even if the people that hate CM Punk are gonna tune in just to see what the fuck he does, so they can tell you how much it sucks.
You're on a WWE show in Chicago, and you just start to hear, "Look in my eyes." Like, I don't give a shit.
Oh, you get that static?
Like WWE, if you hate WWE, if you like pro wrestling, if you hate pro wrestling, that's a moment that's going to be a holy shit moment.
Yeah, that's going to be a pop of all pops, man. Like, it's going to be huge. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
TK has never been kissed.
I kissed a buck and I liked it.
Are you singing about Meltzer now?
No, that's Alvarez. I kissed a Brian and I liked
Cabana Boy Alvarez, yeah.
Yeah.
Get me a drink, sir.
AEW at the same level of WWE. I'd argue it never has been. I think it's been a lot closer in range of that target than it has now. And at this point, it's so out of range you can't find the fucking target.
It's not a fair race, and realistically, it was always an up. Wow,
we got KO and Jay arguing backstage right now as Sammy's playing mediator. Bad as he's got a bad guys last forever shirt on with Razor
yeah,
in front of me like an ice cream fucking
I
cart.
I feel it. I feel it.
I just want the shirt. I just want the shirt.
It's a great shirt, but I don't know. I'm getting these vibes where KO just might super kick one of these motherfuckers in the face real quick and start getting booed.
Just stunner.
Yeah. AEW, no, we answered that. Again, ticket sales, no. I mean, Wembley is an outlier. But overall, like if you weigh the ticket sales in 2023 in each company, WWE is ahead by miles. Ratings, they're miles. Overall global presence, miles. Overall product and production, miles. Some people might like AEW's in-ring stuff better than the WWE's, but I don't.
But does that not become the issue, like we've talked about, of when you start to and you want a hot box with God and everything like that? It's still one of those situations of everybody clearly wants to go at the WWE because it is the WWE
main event.
But maybe find your slot and build to where you're a much more credible threat than coming out of the gates swinging like a fucking wrecking ball saying, I'm going to come at you.
Well, that's it. Like, again, I think if you do like where, you kind of you try and find your own thing that makes people tune out. And if anything, again, the numbers don't lie. You personally can think that AEW is better, but the numbers are what they are. You can have a preference. Some people like certain things other than, it doesn't matter. Preference is preference.
Right. But that's the thing is, to me, like I said, it's one of those, if you come out and saying, I'm going at the number one fucking fighter and you start swinging and you're just eating shot after shot, if you're just getting fucking pummeled for fucking 10 rounds, eventually people are going to stop buying into thinking that you're going to win the fucking fight.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's no different than any other business of like, well, I like root beer better than Coke. Yeah, but Coca-Cola is Coca-Cola. What are you going to do? Like, that's the global giant. That's what you're up against. You might like it better, but you're not part of the majority.
You can't come out the gate thinking you're going to compete with the giant. You need to fucking build yourself up to where you're much more adaptable and capable of competing with that. And that's regardless of how much of a fucking
I want to hear this.
You want to throw behind it.
Sorry, Nikki.
No, you're good. As I've got Becky about to cut a promo here.
The man has come around to Salt Lake City.
She's halfway out here looking like fucking Adele, by the way. Just saying. Never mind, I find of someone like you. Too.
Yeah, they might have to find someone like her.
Some other belt like you.
Okay.
Now to take the chances and the opportunities while you can.
Okay.
There's a long ass build up to a fucking open challenge.
No, this is a good promo.
It literally been like 6 seconds. Champion.
You're fucking ADD kicking that quick? Like it was like 6 seconds of like
no. I'm more just saying, like, if you're a fighting champion, if you're the last kicker, come out here and saying, I don't know, do you need the fucking explanation of just I'm putting this fucking belt on the line? I proved I am the Grand Slam Women's Champion. I am fucking here. I am the last kicker. I'm here to take names and kick your asses. What?
I think that's what she's gonna say. I was just thinking she's telling people why she won the NXT belt and what she wants to do with it. I got no problem with that. I will be at NXT tomorrow. That's very important to know. But tonight I'm in Utah.
Tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why you gave up on it like 2 lines in. You were like,
I didn't say I gave up on it. I just thought I just Threw out a potential other idea.
Loads of okay. Open challenge.
And that is the night for somebody new.
Somebody new. I like that. They keep saying new. Dude. Boo Earns. Boo Earns.
Ah, you son of a bitch. Speaking of new, we got the oldest person on the fucking roster.
Speaking of new, look at her front end.
You can have that. This might be what I'm mad at.
Yeah, you were definitely going to leave me alone on this one. Natalia apparently comes out to accept the challenge. Now I'm agreeing with Nick of like, let's get to the point. Yeah, boo, 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 boo. This is just, listen, she had to pull double duty in India, and she did the company a solid because she is a company lady. She has been great for the WWE. She's a staple, a stalwart. Give her credit. She's a Hall of Famer. But no. Even Becky called her out and said, no, I want someone new. You've been here for 15. The only thing new about Natalia showing up is those. Never mind. Mellow Yellow, the Southern Mountain Dew. There you go. They call it Mellow Yellow. Yeah, holy shit, Natalia. Jade. That would have been nicer. The boat, because she floats. Here comes Tiffany. No, maybe to fuck up the match. But Natty and Becky going to go one-on-one. I don't love it, but here we are. Man, me and James are going to war tonight, back and forth. Yeah, that's a good battle, Joe. That's a good battle. And you got a good name, by the way. Kudos. The Enzo Amores is pretty fucking solid. She's promoting the brand. Yeah, I agree with him. My choices of soda, Pepsi and Mellow Yellow. There you go. Pepsi definitely better. I'm just saying company size. I wasn't having a fucking taste test on the channel. I think that Tiffany Stratton is going to show up and challenge Becky for the title. She could show up and fuck with Becky tonight, though. Something should come of this. If you're going to give us a Becky and Natalia match, there's got to be an angle attached to it, as far as I'm concerned. What? Yeah, no. Tomorrow in Friday Night SmackDown live. Woo! Okay. Hopefully not a quick match. That should be a decent match. Give them a little bit of time, see what happens. We are on a commercial break, folks. I will remind you, we are back tomorrow for NXT. Then we're back on Wednesday for Dynamite. Thursday, Ringside Anthony and Luna will be here for the second part of Impact 1000. Friday, the Tag Team Champions are back in the house for doubleheader Fridays as we got SmackDown, we got Rampage, and then we go into the weekend full of action. We got so much coming your way, so make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and be a part of the fastest growing channel out there. AB likes Natty. I like Natty for what she is, but nobody sees Natty as a viable threat. She's just a good worker. She to me, her time has passed. She's no longer in that conversation. I think someone like Natty would be great in AEW, someone to anchor the women's locker room and could do a lot with the Owen Hart stuff. James, you're not technically wrong. I kind of agree with what you're saying. I worry that somebody like Natalia, you got to remember, Natalia spent 15 plus years hanging out in the WWE, their system, their politics, the way they function. Natty moving over to AEW, my fear is she would just get lost in the shuffle like so many have. She could be really good if utilized proper in that regard, but do the younger talent in AEW want to listen to veterans about how things should go? I don't know. This is a Vince change, I'm sure. AB, you need to let that go. You need to let it go. Swerve us with the Jade Carhill hype. Yeah, they kept saying new. It was cute. Kind of had me thinking, oh, maybe. Again, I still think like Becky's going to be on NXT tomorrow. I still think that Jade makes a pit stop in NXT. I don't know. A lot, like, I know people are like, well, she's so good. Yeah, Drew McIntyre re-signed and went to NXT. Andrade signed and went to NXT. We've seen a lot of time. Robert Roode went to fucking NXT. James Storm was in there for a day. Okay, piss break. Maria Von Trapp, there you go. Becky Lynch for the win. Yeah, that's a pretty easy one. Joe, I agree. This has been one of the best fantasy football matchups I've had. There you go. Boys are loving it. I like it. I had one of those last week. It went down to the wire. Didn't go my way, though. I just hope that one of Natty's flotation devices don't pop. That's why they call her the boat, because we all float. Agree, A.B. Johnson. Got Becky for the win. Perfect. Peggy's got. Okay. No, I'm okay right now. I got a plan. Beck got it's an Irish cake. It's a little flatter than your average cake. JV's happy. Cherry Dr. Pepper for the win. There you go. I'm a big fan. Big fan. Nia Jax could come back again. That'd be weird, but she could. I mean, I don't necessarily love the idea, but you don't want to overdo it. At least 5 to 7 minutes, Becky Natty. Yeah, I think they'll go through this segment here. Will they get a commercial and then another segment? I don't know, but I think we can go from there. Nia should have accepted the match instead of interfering in the tag match. I don't necessarily feel that way, Victor, and maybe if you could make it kind of work and make it sensible. I don't know if I totally love the idea, because I think Becky, keep her away from Nia, because again, you want Nia to just trounce people. And right now, Becky just became a Grand Slam champion. She's trying to put the NXT title on a pedestal. Nia destroying her doesn't help anybody, I don't think. Maybe I might help Nia a little, but I am Batman. All right, hey, Batman, what's up? It's Nalda Tuma. KJ, tough question. How do you see MJF and Samoa Joe on Wednesday? It's interesting. It's got to be MJF, to be 100% honest with you. I can't see it being Samoa Joe just because of the circumstance. It's a weird one, because I still feel like there's more story to be told in the Roddy, Adam Cole, MJF. Wow. Natty goes into that bottom turnbuckle hard. But yeah, I think it's MJF all the way. I think there's more story to be told here. But yeah, I think MJF's going to get a big win in front of his home crowd. Wow. Drop kick. Commercial break number 8. There we go. Collecting. Jax is back for 3 seconds and injures half the roster. Perfect. I love it. Injure them all. You think she's dangerous? Put everybody on the shelf. Big clothesline by Natty. And we got a 2 count. I drink Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew. Look what I started. I love me some Dr. Pepper. Mountain Dew, not so much. Vic, that would have been better. I don't know. Because, again, I don't think it lends well. Maybe it's just me. But, Larry, Vic, I don't like that idea. Natty would be fantastic in NXT. I like that idea. Natty going down, being a vet, and really spending time with some of the younger talent. But also you could see her being kind of a heel, sitting at the top of the division. You hate her, but you can't beat her. That works better for me. Yeah. Yeah. And there we go. Roll up win. There you go. All right. Meh. Ironic, someone calling herself Natty, clearly. Yeah, the not so natural. Those things are big. They were like, was there a picture on the wall? She's like, give me the big ones. Natalia, I'm assuming. Could have been a much bigger star. She was good to go in the ring, talent in her prime. None of the divas could hang with her. Yeah, but here's the thing about Natty, guys. And again, she's Canadian. I love it. She's a Hall of Famer. I get it. But at the end of the day, with Natty, you have to be able to get yourself over. And Natty never did it. Natty never connected. Like Natty, Dana Brooks is like Natty 2.0. Doesn't matter how hard they work or how good they are in the ring. If you can't connect with the audience in one direction or the other, you aren't doing your job. And she tried. She's great. But looking back through her history, even when they did push her as a heel and give her a title, again, I don't think it ever. What the hell was that? I don't think she ever got to that place where she was either over as a heel or over as a babyface. And that ends up being Natty's downfall. Yeah, I can't take away what she did in the ring technically, but they never found a way to book her in a fashion that made her that person. But right now I got Dom, Dragon Lee, Adam Pearce talking about next week. She was told what to do, see money. I have no idea. How are you going to use Jade tonight then? I don't think you are going to use Jade tonight, guys. It's the same thing when Brian Pillman signed and people were like, oh, we're going to see it. We're going to see it. We're going to see it. And I was like, no, they're going to take their time. The WWE, like, put it this way, if the WWE had signed Nick Wayne, we wouldn't even know who he is yet. They would be running that 18-year-old through developmental. By the time you see him in NXT, he's been seasoned a bit. He's better at promos. He's had some, dark matches or some performance center matches, things that allow him to improve. They don't just take talent and throw them out there. I know people want to say, oh, whatever, but it's true. And again, I don't believe they're going to rush Jade. I don't believe they're going to rush Pillman. And anyone else that comes in, they're a good chunk of the AEW roster goes directly to NXT. They do not pass go. They do not collect $100 or $200. They go to NXT because they got to learn some shit. But Vinci in the ring, Fabian Eichner, as he always will be to me. Jay needs to be on NXT. She's too green. Edward, I kind of agree. I'm not too green because you can work with that, but she definitely does need some developmental, in my opinion. I know other people don't think so, but again, you're going from the minor leagues to the major leagues. You call someone up, they might be swinging and missing quite a bit till they get that rhythm down, till they see what major league pitching's like. They got to develop. They got to figure it out. And if you rush Jade, she's going to get exposed. I respect Natalya. She puts people over. I do too. She's outstanding in that role. She's the Dolph Ziggler of the women's division. She's so neat. About 6 months there. Yeah, it doesn't have to be long. And again, if she shows up and just dominates and she starts finding things, like she is an athletic woman. If she figures shit out quick, maybe it's 3 months. Maybe it's 1 month. Who knows? I would say MJF and Will Ospreay could jump the line, and that's about it from AEW. Valid. If you dismiss the people that have been already in the WWE and you talk about new talent, MJF's such a talent, putting him on NXT to me doesn't make sense. He's seasoned. He doesn't need a whole lot of that. If you need him to learn some of the WWE ways, yeah, you'll be able to do that with Raw, with house shows, with shit like that. But again, Will Ospreay, I don't know. It's very interesting because Will Ospreay doesn't want to go to developmental. Like, it would be a straight to the main roster.
Speaking of straight to the main roster.
Take a second. We got you.
Yeah. Well, there was a few times I was going to say, well, speaking of an athletic woman, I was like, no.
KJ, last week someone said Jade would be on Monday. So what the fuck? Well, who said it? Who are your sources?
Well, that's the thing, is that's what you really need to vet out and deal with is at this point, especially now, because you can pretty much monetize Twitter and everything of how many interactions I get. You're going to see a lot more people that are going to throw out bullshit just because they know it's going to get clicks and they know it's going to get fucking reaction and interaction. versus people who are actually telling you what's going on, like us, like a few other people, not good old crazy Uncle Dave there.
Right. Yeah.
And
And
instead
again,
of Uncle Buck, we have
Mhm.
Uncle Dave.
Yeah, and we talked about it with like other things in the past of like the dirt sheets reported there was going to be a stipulation for Cody Brock, and then people freaked out. Again, just because you hear it doesn't mean that it's a thing. And they don't owe us anything. They're not required. Like we're not on a handshake deal with
The
the
only ones
WWE.
reporting it were the dirt sheets.
Yeah. So again, I caution everybody. Could she be here tonight? Yeah. If she was going to be here, I think she would have been here by now. But I don't see it happening for a hot minute.
I don't know. She shows up at the main event right at the end there, and
I don't know. I think if you're going to drop her into the main roster, you have to have some type of angle with it because there will be people in the building that don't know who she is.
Oh yeah, I don't think she's going to the main roster. I think you pretty
Yeah.
much nailed it spot on the head of. She wins the NXT Breakout Tournament.
I love it. I mean, it just seemed to coincide. It's almost like they did it on purpose. Like, hey, we can get Jade. They're like, I got an idea.
Happened to be the best time in the world.
Right?
It was the best time in the world.
But you throw a bunch of the ladies that we see in the back all the time that don't do anything on NXT, and you throw them in that tournament against Jade, and she just runs through it.
1 little 2 little 3
Yeah,
little glamour, 4 little 5 little 6.
Here comes Tommaso Ciampa. Does it feel like Chad Gable, after losing his third match, has kind of been moved past?
I don't know. I feel like this is like I'm watching Looper as a wrestling match, but with Ciampa and Eichner of like, this is Bruce Willis meeting fucking what's his name there that was on Roseanne. But it's one of those of like, this is future you when you have just the gray beard and you've lost your mind.
Yeah. Yeah, we ended that one with a roll-up. Guys, that was to me what you would define as a filler match. The purpose of that match was Becky telling everybody she was going to be on NXT tomorrow again because they want to pop that 900 rating. That's about it.
Oh, absolutely. But still, that is the most devastating move in professional wrestling.
It really is.
Roll-up.
Now, this should be interesting. And again, is Ciampa the next contender for the IC title? We haven't had Gunther tonight, so we'll see.
Fair enough. But Giovanni out here more oiled up than a breadstick, I feel.
Yeah, we got a couple matches left on the card tonight. Ciampa Vinci, which we're getting right now as Ludwig runs a little interference.
Holding as big elbow.
And then main
Jay
event Jay Drew. There you go.
I told you was going to be the main event.
Well, again, I ignored the fact that they named him main event Jay.
Yeah, you just ignored the most prominent factor.
I was like, fuck it. But again, there is really no compelling angle with either one of them, except how does the JD get involved tonight? Well, that will be interesting. Does KO get involved?
A 6-man tag match as the main event.
It won't.
Just because, fuck it.
Yeah, no, I hope not. I feel like that, again, we didn't get the 6-man tag, thank fuck. And now we set up some type of angle coming out of this match. But Drew seems to be on the verge of the heel turn.
You got Ciampa or you got
Ciampa. Oh, there's Gunther.
Just watching on.
He's just smiling.
Ringside, dude.
Yeah, you're a little surprised that he's not ringside.
Well, then again, I mean, let the minions handle it.
Fair enough.
Could we get a triple threat? Ciampa, Gable, Gunther? All of the G's, I guess. Well, 2 G's in the C.
I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, more fruit roll-ups in a fucking elementary school lunchroom.
Hey, don't knock fruit roll-ups.
They're delicious.
Are you a fruit roll-ups guy or a fruit by the foot?
I'm an edible panty guy. What do you mean?
Fuck out of here. That's not an option. I don't know too many people. Listen, you look like you might have had the beard that around when you were in elementary school. Like when they're asking you, like, I want to trade for my fucking your fruit roll up, and you're
I
like,
bought
I
3.
got
I
edible
ate 2.
panties. I don't know. You look like you might got the beard to be that guy, but I don't know how many elementary school kids are hip to that game.
Right. I bought 3. I ate 2 on the way home. My bad.
This man went full Larry the Cable Guy.
No, I like fruit roll-ups better than I like fruit by the foot, I think. Doesn't like that matters at this point.
I'm trying to find another joke in there.
Natty and Dana tag team in NXT. Plastic old vets. I like it. I'll
The
take it.
boats that just float.
That's what we said. The floaters.
Yes.
They float between. FDA Meltzer
toxic
Boom.
waste because they call them choke hazard.
The choking hazard. Dominic Mysterio should be fired from WWE. Thank you for the stickers.
Oh,
Dave.
big knee from
Thank you.
Chava.
Why should we fire Dom Mysterio? Big
Because
stretch.
I'm mad and it's still
over.
real to me, damn it.
Tap, motherfucker. There it is. Vinci taps. This man always loses.
Tap.
Everybody wants to talk about booking. Fabian Eichner hasn't won a match in a fucking eon.
Right, but that's why even you got Ludwig over. He's getting looked at as he's the weak link. He could be the one that could be exiled. You could end up to where you just got Ludwig as the mouthpiece to Gunther and Eichner's being again Giovanni Vinci and just fucks off into the abyss.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just in. Dave gets me. The
Hey. Now, do they make the edible under britches? That's a whole different thing. Think about it. Give me a T, give me an H, give me a C.
I'm with you.
Okay.
We got McIntyre. Big Nick, do you see the Hail Mary in Denver Bronco game yesterday? I wish I could. Got 2-point conversion and send it to OT.
Yeah, I saw
Live next.
Well, no, the controversial one to me was the Lions Seattle game.
A lot of people were unhappy about the Baltimore game.
Raiders or the Commanders and the Broncos was kind of
weird.
The Broncos should have won that game and they just never put their foot on their necks.
Right. What's up, Haseen? How you doing, folks? We are back in a commercial break. Heading into your main event tonight. Main event, Jey Uso taking on Drew McIntyre. Whole lot of implications. I think somebody said a minute ago, I didn't click on it, but they said that Jey doesn't fit with JD. I agree. I think that's part of the story that plays out here. There's no way he's joining a faction. 7-0. We had 7 matches on Raw, people.
Have we really had that, or are they just starting to count segments and quarters and football and everything?
But listen, 8's an improvement.
Right.
Right? They get 9. We get 3 an hour. That's not terrible.
Touche.
6-1. We've been invaded.
By
who, what, when, where, what?
Right. Why?
Randy Orton should come back. Where is Randy Orton? A bunch of stickers. Dave, thank you again for the stickers.
That's the babies you need to put on Randy's back to help him come back. I feel
everybody's eager. Again, they pick their spots, right? You got to understand, like, these guys have shit circled on calendars, and people think, oh, they just made the decision today. It's not true.
Right. Da Vinci as a face. Well, he ran a little bit of a face before, so
it doesn't work great.
Broncos got robbed, but he just has to be a mid-card babyface. That's
all.
You're not expecting him to be a fucking world beater and a world title contender.
Another Monday night, another interesting 8:15 to 10 p.m. And now I'm out. You don't want wait,
what?
Yeah, we're back to what with you?
I was gonna say, it's been compelling. So this is about the time that I leave to where it gets interesting. Why?
Yeah, I'm curious how this ends tonight. Drew McIntyre against Jey Uso. Very creative, Dave.
A lot of pronunciation and enunciation.
Joe. Okay, thank you. Joe. I prefer fewer matches. If they had time, 7 matches, but the average would be 8 to 10 minutes. Those are short matches to me. Yeah, they're not all completely short. I mean, like we had a 3-minute match, we had a longer match. I think Ivar and Kofi went through a break. So I mean, we'll see. And I mean, there's a decent amount of time on the clock heading into the main event here now.
The Shayna match potentially, and I think especially the Kofi Ivar match, I think were all more improv than anything. So they're probably built more to only have a few minutes because that's the thing is if it was built to be a 2 out of 3 falls match, like you said, that's going to probably be like a 20-minute match and everything like that. So now how do we pad that out? How do we fill that out?
Yeah.
How do we circumvent that?
You throw in a Becky match, you give us Kofi. Yeah, exactly. I see where you're going with that, and I completely agree.
Yeah, it's one of those you had say 20 or so time or 20 or so minutes allotted, and now you got to fill that. Dun, dun, let's all go.
Oh, Byron back. Seth Rollins hobbling out of the building.
What? Seth Rollins constantly to me looks like he's a fucking villain in like a Cartoon Network like series.
Visually,
I'm tired, I'm old, and I work with fucking children.
I wish he said it. Oh, okay.
You need some muffins. Some muffins will help you balance that out, sir.
Wow. All right. Okay. Seth bringing some heat, though.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get that son of a bitch in the ring.
Yeah, that's why I think it's going to be a last man standing or something.
But that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah, no, 100%.
My money.
That's like, what did you send me yesterday? And I was like, ugh.
Well, no, that's how they're doing. By the way, believe it's the next collision, which will not be anywhere near Texas. Collision. Will be in like North Carolina or something. Yes. They're doing a Texas death match in the middle of fucking Northeast. But yeah,
I just been there, done that. The idea of Seth Rollins in a last man standing match or something like that with Shinsuke is way more exciting than that concept.
Last man standing or Iron Man? I feel like the Iron Man match gets a bit underrated compared to the last man standing.
I just think the last man standing, because he's been trying to take him out in that manner, it just, to me, it fits, but that's just the way my brain is.
No, that's fine. It's literally you're splitting hairs. I guess I'm more partial to the Iron Man because you get that last minute countdowns. You get that like what we could have had with MJF and Adam Cole, except fucking Shivani and Excalibur fucked that all sorts of sideways.
Yeah. Do you think Mike Santana will get a singles push? I think we'll be asking, where is Mike Santana in 6 months?
Played by Carlos Santana. Yeah, no.
The ocean
trying to under the moon, and this is the emotion that I get from you. But yeah, trying to predict where anyone is ever going to be booked in AEW is you have better chances of spinning a roulette wheel or playing blackjack at a casino than you do of trying to predict where Tony Khan's going to go with fucking booking AEW.
Yeah, and I think it's unfortunate. I think Santana Ortiz, one of the best tag teams going, but they can't get along apparently. There's issues.
Well, that's Shoot, by the way. That's Shoot.
Yeah, that's Shoot. No, that's true. Yeah. They mad at each other. But it's unfortunate because I think they're more successful together. Mike Santana, we'll see, but I think Mike Santana is going to be very much like anyone else that, like, we've been reading the Book of Hobbes forever without much happening. I think we're going to be asking, where is Mike Santana come spring?
I think we're going to be asking more of who is Mike Santana than where is Mike Santana. As we're setting up Drew McIntyre versus.
How do you feel like
Jason.
them doing? How do you feel about them giving us a little a hype package about the match we're about to get?
I dig it. I dig it
Yeah.
because that's the thing is that's the biggest thing with Jay with all
Ooh.
of this. Of he's the clear cut, obvious supposed to be the baby face.
Yeah.
As by the way, we're in the last about 20 minutes. So guess who called the main event?
No, we established that an hour ago. Thank you for catching up.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to say it.
I said that from the start of the show, but
that's what I'm saying. That you're like, I just wanted to know the people know that I said it.
Yeah,
no,
nice.
but yeah, no, I think this is great. And I mean, he's super over as a baby face. I think this is the main event because there's more coming out of this than just a straight up match.
Well, and even if it is just a straight up match, to me, it's Jay's got to establish and reinvent himself a little bit of. He's got to make good on the fact of everything that he did as a heel with the bloodline of when he was involved in screwing over Drew, of screwing over KO. That's why there's everybody's got a second guess and a side eye towards him, whether it be even from, Riddle to ring post. Everybody's got a side eye when it comes to Jey Uso because he's got the history of being the heel.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you see the KO issues, you see Drew's issues. I thought they played that well, that he didn't just walk into Raw like, hi, everybody. And they were like, hi, Dr. J.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Right? Like, they people would have hurt feelings and grudges with this guy. So I give him credit. I think they sold that well. Drew's got to pull the trigger on something because I know everyone's like, oh, the WWE is going to lose him. Yeah, and he doesn't move. He's not moving the needle. They'll be fine without him. Like a lot of people, you see it, right? Like they're not going to give Drew the money he wants. And what happens then? Drew goes elsewhere and the show doesn't change.
Fair enough. And also let him go to AEW. And this is going to sound weird as shit to say, but let him go to AEW to where he towers over everybody. And he just, and he looks like the fucking Goliath against everybody. And he's out there in front of, as we've even seen with this upcoming week's Dynamite, of 2,000 people.
Yeah. And that people forget that shit. Even when they talk, I saw people online. Why would Jade go to the WWE? 2,000 people in Ohio. That's why. Mm-hmm. And she wants to be a star.
And everybody's, it's a harder and a rougher schedule and everything. Yeah, but I'm sure if they're recruiting you, they're going to work around your schedule quite a bit more.
Yeah, but I would argue if you want to be good at what you do, you don't fret away from that shit, right? Like you shouldn't. Oh, I only want to wrestle once a month. Then you're not here. We shouldn't be giving you money.
I would say Jade's a person that benefits more from having a more relaxed schedule than anything of being a weekly performer. I think she's more.
But I think they'll put her in house shows
to be a special attraction.
Yeah, no, I think that I don't know if they'll put her in that special attraction marquee immediately, but I could imagine Jade working house shows and
every other week versus
and
every
honing.
Week.
Yeah, I'm sure she can negotiate it. But like Cody Rhodes said, I mean, when Cody said, when I came back to WWE and I started getting in the ring more often, I got better. I started feeling better in the ring. My promos got cleaner. And that is true. Repetition matters. We talk about Britt Baker. When you wrestle once every 3 fucking months, you botch, you slip. Your gas tank isn't what it should be. You need consistency is king.
Well, absolutely, but I do also think to a slight extent of Cody's a bit of that different animal versus Jade. I don't think Jade's ever geared up to be that workhorse that
you don't think she would want to like do well though. Like, I mean,
no, hold on to sit there and come out and say, oh, you don't think
no, but I mean, like, we don't know that she wouldn't want to do a house show or not. Like, we don't know that. Like, I
wasn't even saying that. I wasn't even through my point where you're out there saying, you don't think she wants to do well. I don't think she's works every week. She works
why
every
not though?
show.
Why do you think that?
Because I think that
we don't know that.
All right. Go ahead.
I'm just curious. What made you think that? Like, I don't
Go
know
ahead.
anything about
Go
Jay
ahead.
Cargill.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Rollins looking for a Lisa Franklin sticker, right? More stickers. Thank you, Dave. Guys, storyline is running out of ideas. What storyline? Be specific. McIntyre is a damn human horse. Nobody should believably beat him. You're right. I don't know what it is with McIntyre. He's gone stale as shit.
He's been stale as shit since he didn't get his Mania big pop win in 2020. I think that undercut Drew McIntyre more than anybody could realize, and we've all been they've constantly tried to get back to that, and you can't recreate that.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Oh, next week, Otis versus Bronson. The battle of the bowling balls.
I was going to say, reinforce the ring. Reinforce the ring.
Okay. No, okay. Nakamura responds to Seth freaking Rollins next week.
With a Kinshasa to the face.
There you go. So the challenge has been laid out. So I guess this is going to be Fastlane.
Probably.
Whew.
I almost don't think that there's anything even been close to advertised for Fastlane. So that's absolutely going to be probably headlining Fastlane.
Yeah, it should be. I imagine it would be.
Yeah.
And here comes Drew. Nice little pop for him, though. Some people cheered.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins versus Karrion Kross. Where is Karrion Kross? Another guy that's lost all his steam. That's a bold kilt.
Oh, I was going to say, interesting how he's coming out here in all, the white and gold.
And the white.
Right. The uber baby face of I'm not even wearing a dark color on me right now.
Did you notice he didn't do the whole sword in the ground, make everybody cheer thing? He just kind of walked out.
Yeah, because you should look like a fucking badass of looking like I'm pissed off. I'm coming out here to fucking claymore your fucking head off your shoulders and call it a night.
Yeah, if I had to vote, I would leave the sword in the back altogether. But that's just
the sword's fucking stupid.
It's fucking stupid. Hell in a Cell October or something. Not yet, not on the docket. There is not the case right now.
I like that we don't have pay-per-views built around stipulations. Instead, we build matches to stipulations.
Yeah, I feel like I still want War Games at Survivor Series. I think it's going to be fun.
Well, that's one
Nothing
thing, but having a Hell in a Cell just because to have a pay-per-view
I
around
agree
it.
with you. Any relation between
or Carlos Santana?
Right? Could be. I don't know how they're going to swing it. How can Santana be mad at Ortiz for being satisfied with his spot and understanding that he himself will never be bigger as a single than he will tagging with Santana?
Because it's just like the ocean under the moon.
Right.
There's the emotion now to get from that. I don't know. I don't get this whole beef, to be honest.
Yeah, it's bad for business. Again, more infighting causing more damage for AEW than helping. Got Jey Uso for the win. Me too.
There's a clear 6 inches between Drew and though.
Drew's a fucking huge man.
You got him squaring up.
Ooh, collar and elbow tie up.
Right. Pushes Jey away.
50-50 split, no matter who wins. Fair enough, Bobby. Drew McIntyre for the win. Interesting. Do you think Santana sees Ortiz as possibly trying to attach himself to him and he wants to try something else? I don't know. All I know is they don't exist anymore, and them separately are never going to work. Like, they're never going to be world. Mike Santana is not going to be your AEW world champion.
No, it's mid-card fighting with mid-card, respectfully.
But they could challenge FTR for the tag titles and win them.
Yeah, the sum of their part or the parts
Mhm.
collective are much greater than the sum of their
Ooh.
parts.
Jay with the step up Insaguri in the corner, but eats a clothesline. Eesh. Who's the biggest draw in AEW besides MJF? This is a loaded question.
Nobody.
Would you technically give Adam Cole like consolation just because
But
they're
that's
hanging out?
peripheral.
Yeah, Perif.
That's shrapnel.
Is Moxley a draw? Is he their second biggest draw?
To a selected group of audience, I would say yes. To the mass audience, no. As far as attention beyond the AW audience,
Mhm.
Moxley's probably your next best get.
Yeah, you can't say Orange Cassidy's a draw because he kills, like, the ratings go down when he's on TV.
Respect and love Eddie, but you can't say it with Eddie. Eddie's great if you
Not a
like the
draw.
Eddie story, but if you don't know the Eddie story, you don't care.
Yeah, he hasn't been booked as a draw. That's
Right.
a tough one, Keyshawn. It really is. I mean, Jericho by name.
Oh, somebody's saying Danielson.
Danielson.
Close.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I almost forget about Brian at times, man.
Don't worry, they do too.
Remember McIntyre in Evolve looked like he was playing with midgets. Gargano tapped him out. That's it. It happens. Drew should lead Judgment Day and recruit the War Raiders, or start a different faction.
Right. Or just be his own dude. Why does he got to have a faction?
Why is he going to hijack someone else's action? Why are you going to just show up next week as
Right.
like the Highlanders? Get out of our swamp.
No, because then they'll get caught in the crowd of being at a TNA show.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's true. Put Seth Rollins versus Nakamura for the WWE Championship. Put them inside Hell in a Cell at Fastlane. Oh, interesting. Yeah, you could.
headbutts.
You could.
No. You got to really ramp this up too. Someone's got to get some color, I would feel, if you're going to build it up to being a Hell in a Cell match.
You don't feel like the rivalry's built like so you would do
right now? Would you say it's built enough to warrant
I
a Hell in a Cell match?
So you would do a last man standing match. You would do what was your other suggestion? A 60-minute Iron Man match, but not a Hell in a Cell. You're feeling like that's an elevated step?
I'm feeling a last man standing and Iron Man match don't have the same effect or warrant the same kind of match as say a Hell in a Cell, to where you get your Michaels, your HBK, or your Takers, your Mick Foley's Takers, all of that, to where somebody's getting thrown into the cage, everything
Judgment Day in the house.
Versus an Iron Man match, to me, comes down to the most wrestling aspect of,
I don't see them being booked in an Iron Man match. I'd be surprised.
Yeah, but a last man standing match, to me, it is you get what you could get with a Hell in a Cell without being penned in with having to use the cage.
Fair enough. And I agree with that. I mean, I if they were to announce the Hell in a Cell, I think it would be fine though. I don't think I'm like, oh, that's not justified. I think there's enough hatred there to, as long as you build. I feel like you have to build to something now.
But I still want to go back to building up to where the Hell in a Cell was warranted, because it's literally of like, you can't stand each other, so you're gonna want to.
But that's what I think.
I still want to go back to when we had Hell in a Cell instead of we had it as a yearly pay-per-view and shit like that.
I mean, but you don't feel like Seth and Nakamura have built up to the idea that potentially in a cage or a cell, with all the fighting and all the running around and the brawling, and
I don't think they would warrant the cage. That's the thing, is because that's the thing is when you have the cage around you, you have to use it enough.
Yeah, so why wouldn't you use it?
Right, but I don't think that they would. That's
why
the
wouldn't
thing. I mean, what
Nakamura is
spots are
trying
they
to.
going to call for that?
Okay. 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 Yeah.
It's to me, it's one of those of more of. I'd rather see them have a great wrestling match than have them rely on spots into the cage.
I don't disagree with that totally. I don't think one's exclusive to the other. In my opinion, I think that again at this point, I think if they do something like a last man standing, a cage, a cell, something at this point, because there's been so much heat and so much run in and so much battling and Nakamura trying to take him out and Seth losing his mind. I like the idea that it could be something big.
Well, that's fine. That's the concept of keep everybody out. I don't think that there's been anybody running in except for the two of them. So
I don't think it's about keeping everyone out. I think it's about inflicting the most damage possible.
Fair enough. That's why I guess I'd lean more towards an Iron Man or a False Count or a Last Man Standing match.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think my vote would be a Last Man Standing match because again, this feels like
you build up to the Stomp versus the Kinshasa.
Yeah, can he survive? Like, what if it's just his back is so beat up that he's not able to answer the 10 count? I think that is beautiful. What do you think of Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio for the NXT North American Championship next week on Raw? I don't love it on Raw, but I'll take it.
Dragon Lee's going to win.
You think Dragon Lee's going to win next week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Dragon Lee's the next North American champion. The writing's been on the wall for a while, Nick. So maybe letting him beat Dom on Raw helps him get over.
You do it on Raw so Dom doesn't take too much of a dip.
I don't think he's going to take a dip either way. You could hit him by a car right now. It won't affect him at all. He's Teflon Dom.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he loses on NXT, man, less people know, so it might actually be less harmful. But again, Dom losing to Dragon Lee's Dom's going to come out the week after and still get booed to shit.
We'll get Santana versus Cardona at some point. What do we? Oh, about the Punjabi prison match. No, I don't need another Punjabi prison match in my entire life.
I still don't understand the last one they had.
I don't understand the first one they had.
Hope they don't job out Drew. I don't know. This one's a hard one to call. I heard from wrestling journalist Dave Muffler, the sports entertainment viewer news sheet, that WWE is inducting Chris Benoit. I don't even know why I'm reading all that. None of it makes sense, but I can't imagine it.
No, and I will respectfully go on say on record of that man does not to be in any Hall of Fame ever.
No, he won't be spoken of. No. Drew McIntyre needs to be Raw champion. See, I thought we were going to get this. I honestly thought you were going to bring Drew back and have him go after Seth, but it didn't happen.
It shoulda, woulda, coulda at this point. I feel like that's initially would have been your best move as he comes back and he just claymores the fucking, mother's drapes off of Seth Rollins, and then we get him going after the world title, and instead he's kind of in a tag team with Riddle. He's kind of been floating around the mid card.
Did anyone just see the graphic of the tag team titles? That's how it should be. Don't
explain.
Yeah, I didn't see a graphic of the tag titles.
Just because you got, high on them vitamins and saw something in your mind doesn't mean we all saw it too.
Right? Oh, Jay down. Jay, nice Samoan drop. Woo! We got a 2. KO Sammy versus Judgment Day for the Undisputed Tag Titles next week on Raw. Did that get announced?
As what?
Interesting.
What are we asking got announced?
KO Sammy versus Judgment Day for the titles next week.
Oh, I had not seen that.
Interesting.
They'll
be out here soon, guys. Don't worry.
Well, no, we only got 6 minutes allegedly until this ends, and I don't know if we run over here.
Jay's arm have to be tied.
Well, we're setting up for a Tope Con.
No,
Oh,
stopped in his tracks.
all right.
I have a friend who will not come off his opinion that McIntyre is the objective lowest drawing champion in WWE history. Oh, well, come on now. That's not fair. You're funny as hell.
That obligation goes to Diesel.
Yeah, but they're making fun of the fact that Drew had to do it.
Oh, with the Thunderdome.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's like you're just choosing to be a dickhead.
Carrion isn't crossing well now. We have no idea why Carrion crossed the road, but clearly it was to not get over.
I was gonna say it was to get to the Scarlet side.
Halloween Havoc should have Hell in a Cell. Well, Halloween Havoc's going to be an NXT thing.
Halloween Havoc should have Scarlet and Karrion Kross.
Maybe.
And Shotzi.
And Shotzi. Well, she did host one. WWE had plans with Riddle and Drew McIntyre turning on Matt Riddle eventually, and Randy Orton making the save for Riddle. Then Orton RKO's Riddle to Rumble, and then he's gone Riddle. WWE I don't know if that's true, but maybe.
Well, remember, we were supposed to have Riddle was going to appear tonight or be there for this week's Monday Night Raw after either an ear infection or him getting suspended.
Oh. Priest grabbing the foot. Damian on the apron.
Distracting the ref.
What the fuck?
Super kick. They're setting it up. They're trying to recruit Jay. Two count.
So it's crazy. The fans are all cheering for Jay. He's getting heel help. They're trying. They want him. There is no more Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. That is true, Edward. There is not. They put it in the match or in the pay-per-view.
Yeah, they build to it versus forcing it. Has the Judgment Day is his cornerman here.
Mm-hmm.
This is Stan Marsh hanging out with the fucking goth kids right now, is what this is.
Oh, Damian.
Unsheath the sword that's right beside you, motherfuckers. Just start swinging around that fucking thing.
Right. Oh, fist bump.
Oh, Jay's getting. Oh, he daps up.
Super kick. Yes. Yep.
Super kick.
There you go. There you go. But now he's going to eat a Claymore. He's going to eat a Claymore.
Super kick.
And that's it.
Yup.
Drew with the win. Wow.
1, 2, 3. What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello, ladies. Seth and Nakamura, I Quit match. Bring back December to Dismember. I like it. They don't do pay-per-views in December anymore.
Wow. Can you blame them?
Yeah. I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm okay with them not doing it, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, you were just championing for them to do it, so.
No. I literally said they don't do it anymore. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm fine with taking December off. Yeah. I think submission match would be good. The focus will still be on Seth back. Yeah, a submission match would be interesting. I don't know if that has the veracity that I'm looking for.
So Drew picks up the win as Jey Uso emphatically says, I don't want to be any part of the Judgment Day, and now he's getting circled.
Uh-oh, now Drew's going to help Jay? This is a great match. Good match, Damian. I'm with you. Jay
is solidifying Jay as a baby.
Jay getting stomped. 7-1. Of course, Sammy and KO. 8-0. Will come. Pause. Drew gains momentum and he gets ready for his heel turn. Okay, I'm with you. He's thinking about it.
No, he's going to stay babyface. And he's going to fucking...
Oh,
is he going to just walk away? Oh, he walks away. I thought he was going to jump in.
Oh, he stopped again. I hate these moments. Let's go. Make up your mind. Where's Sammy and KO?
The pot.
Yeah. 8-0.
But see,
there
by the
they
time
are.
they do this, they all sit there and look at he's showing up. Oh, and
Cody
comes out to fucking make the rescue. But they've got to play my music first.
Yo, Drew should come back and fucking Claymore Cody.
Well, or could he do it in? I meant to do it to so and so when I accidentally missed, and I turn around and fucking Claymore Cody.
Maybe.
I think we are leaning towards your War Games. You know, we get Cody, Jay, maybe Drew, KO, and Sammy versus like the Judgment Day and so and so and so and so.
Where's no JD McDonough tonight? Oh wait. Okay. All right, we're going off the air with a handshake.
We cut the fuck on the hard off that shit because I literally saw Cody pull Jay up and then it's like boom into the other show.
There we go. There we go, folks. So that is Raw for the night. Let me know. What do you think? What do you got? What is your rating out of 10? Got a bunch of people still hanging out. Let's talk for a few minutes about tonight's show before we make last call and head out towards the door. But not bad. I don't know. Big pop for Cody. 5.5 out of 10, says Victor, kicking us off. 7.5. 7 1/3. That's small print, Joe. 0 out of 10. No Trish. Come on, C-Money, you're better than that. 7 out of 10. Didn't Raw used to end at 5 after? Not always.
Right.
Football. 8.5 out of 10, says Bobby. 7.5 says John. 6 for me. Interesting. 8.5 for Damien. Okay. This is going to be the Raw that gives mixed reviews, I think, for sure. Anything stand out for you?
Not really.
Okay.
And that's the thing. This is such a middle of the road Monday Night Raw. Like I'm debating somewhere in the range of 6 to 7s.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think a 6.5 was my, kind of mindset. 6.5. Yeah. It was okay. I don't know. Nothing really made me jump, but nothing made me turn off the TV, I guess.
Well, that's why I'm almost want to say, what did you say? 6.5. I feel like that's comfortable at a 6.5. High side is a 7, but I'd say 6.5. If there was enough that makes you want to tune in next week, but nothing that makes you this week super memorable.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I mean, we did get 8 matches, I believe. 3 of them were pretty good, pretty solid. But even like Drew Jay was it was okay. It was a good match, but Gable Bronson was not
that became
bad.
the babyface get over match.
Yeah.
The Nakamura versus Ricochet was interesting. It was very much more setting up Seth versus Nakamura. What was the other big match? Well, we kicked it off with Cody versus Dom.
Yeah, again, feel like a throwaway match. Like it just
yeah.
Bad.
It was good, not great.
Yeah, I'm okay with a 6.5.
Yeah.
7.5 out of 10 from John. Raw felt like a weird toy chest. Some great toys mixed in. Yeah, that's good, Martinez. Martin. Richard, I will accept. I like that. I like that analogy. That's what it felt like. Some good, some bad.
Right.
Brutal Brothers, what's good? What's up? How's it going? Welcome back.
Bricky.
6 out of 10.
Yeah. 6 out of 10, 2 DQs, and Natalia answered Becky's. Brought it down for me.
Brought it down. Oh, okay. I mean, again, that was kind of the filler match. Nobody really cares about Natalia. Ends in a roll up. So again, not much to write home about. Oh, it's official. That's a crazy fact that we're going to get the rematch for the undisputed tag titles coming up.
Fair enough. I hadn't seen that.
Yeah.
Uh,
6.5. Oh, no Jade. Yeah, hold your horses on Jade.
7 out of 10. Sorry, phone fell out of my hand. 6.5 out of 10. 5.5 out of 10.
Okay. Solid 5.5.
Told you, typical Monday night 6.5. I like how all the told you so's show up after at the end of the show instead of the middle of the show or anything.
Not bad though. Not bad.
Kale turns heel. 3 hours is way too long. Well, don't you want more of us? Why?
There you go. Raw never got out of the third gear. No turn.
That's implying it had a third gear.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It stuttered stopped a lot. KO turns heel.
It's like teaching somebody to drive with a clutch and they don't know how to drive with a clutch.
Right. Yeah, it just felt hurt. I've been saying this. I feel like KO is on the verge of turning. I really do.
That's just because he seems unstable all the time.
No, not at all. I'm watching like the interaction between him and the other people. It's not about him being unstable. It's about him starting to kind of be irritated by the baby faces. And he's starting to show signs of
because
his dialect.
The guy that sits there and cuts a nice little bit of a babyface promo and then just loses his fucking mind and can't stand this fucking shit anymore and everything.
But that's not what he's been doing the last couple of weeks.
Being annoyed with the baby faces.
No, but that's not what he's been doing the last couple of weeks. And his issue with Jay, his issue with Drew, like it just feels like there's something brewing here that, you know, all right, you brought in Jay, you want Jay. I don't trust KO in this situation. So I'm kind of with Gianna on this one. Yeah, it's a tough one. 8.5. I feared for my life during the show. Why? Wasn't LOL. Being of 4, I don't care.
Beginning of 4th, 22-19, Browns over Steelers. But I said that earlier. See, I turned out when it hit 10 o'clock hour. I'm in the immortal words of Cody. So what did I miss? What the fuck was that comment?
I think he was just saying what he missed for the last half an hour because he wasn't here. And he did. He said he was leaving at the 10 o'clock hour. So
right, but he's also the one that's saying the fucking I told you so, I fucking told you so. So that's I think also he's responding to.
I think our buddy artist was claiming that he said it was going to be pretty average, so he was okay tuning out. So that's what I think he's going with there. I think a lot of people felt it was kind of average. I know people are tired of Sammy versus NKO versus JD, but they did did get cheated out of them. Makes sense. You would want to return. I'm a little surprised it just kind of come in next week. So we'll see. KO turn. Dun, dun, dun. I told you that the Raw was going to be on Mondays. I told you so.
I hate to say I told you so, but I fucking told you so. I fucking told you so. I fucking told you so.
You know, I'm giving this fucking show a bad rating because it was 3 hours. It's always 3 hours. Give it a break. Dun, dun, dun. I think he walks off on Sammy, but he doesn't attack him. That's interesting. I like that. It's not a bad take. Just sick of the shit. No?
Well, no, I'm more just thinking of how do we come and go all the way around to you end. You have to end. If you're going to do it now, you have to end with them having a match at Mania 40. So it's
if they break up now.
Around?
Yeah, it's a
right. But I'm saying if he walks off and doesn't attack Sammy, it's more of I'm just already starting to look in my head of like, how do we, like, what do we do with Sammy? What do we do with Kevin? To where do we sell that Kevin will just beat the shit out of Sammy, but he won't fight back? Do we do it to where, like, how do we get to where Kevin or to where Sammy snaps and we get that match?
Yeah, I think I'm really intrigued at the fact that they lost the belts. 1, 2, that there does seem to be something festering because for me it was early and I don't know. I'm a little surprised by it, but I feel like that's where they're pushing it. So I don't know. Maybe they don't have Mania plans for those two, like together.
Together as in a match or together as a team?
Either or. They might not have that. They might have other visions, and I don't know what it is, but I have no idea what their plans are.
They have visions of sugar rocks dancing in their heads.
Maybe.
Sugar Dwayne's pause.
Drew's heel turn is a true slow burn. It's hard to predict what truly sets him off. Yeah, just get it over with. Fuck. Pull the trigger. It makes more sense than KO for my liking. But I said that earlier. See, I got that one. He just drops down the apron and walks away. Yeah, it's like, dude, have fun. And then it leads to, well, why don't you be friends with Jay? Yeah, I could see it.
Well, if you're gonna do that, you do it in a 6-man tag match, and Jay's going to tag KO, and that's when KO rolls out, and it makes you put Sammy in the pickle of pick him or me.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I will see. I like the fact that we don't know. But I will say, last call, folks. We're shutting this one down and getting out of here. But who's going to SmackDown? They still haven't talked about it, so it was future consideration. A bag of pucks. Don't have them touch until Rumble. Fair enough. You could stretch that out. Yeah. Ooh. Have Sammy eliminate KO in the Rumble. Nah, maybe. Again, I think we're a little ways away from that yet. I would have KO versus Sammy for WrestleMania 40. Yeah, I think that's what we wanted. We were hoping it was heading there. But that's what we want. I don't know what their plan is. So we'll see. Maybe KO doesn't turn quite yet, but it feels like they're getting there.
Cody's feeling oozy.
Drew versus Randy. Could. I don't know how that feels. I mean,
and then Reynolds just shows up. You got a friend in me,
right?
You got a friend in me.
Maybe. See you tomorrow for NXT. Yeah, folks, we're gonna put a bow on this one, tie it up, and send it out of here. Got that one.
Hold on, I like this one. 200 points. Damn, that's like 2 weeks of football in one. Yes, my fantasy football team is at like almost 200 points.
There you go. When do you think you could see the return of Kairi Sane?
Ooh,
time. I think she had one more thing to wrap up, Nick.
Well, it was like
last week or week before.
September schedule. Her commitments with like over in Japan, so it's going to be interesting. Right. Maybe NXT No Mercy. Does she show up in NXT first, or does she show up on the main roster first? That's the thing a lot of people have forgotten about with the Jades and etc. showing up to WWE is Kairi showing up.
Right. And I mean, that's the good news. And this is what we talked about a lot tonight, guys, is there's a lot bubbling and brewing, a lot of question marks, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of things to figure out for WWE. If you're a fan of WWE right now, there's a lot to be excited about. There's a lot of buzz. So we will see. Have they swamped someone over to? No, not yet. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Sergio, we're going to answer this question, but what I want you to do, hold your breath. And when we come back,
don't do that. Don't do that.
Hold tight.
No, we don't dislike you. Just relax, my guy. Woosah.
My guy. I hope Drew wins for the title in front of fans. He deserves it. I completely agree. He definitely deserves it. But yeah, Nick.
I thought no.
He did. But yeah, man, that's the night. I mean, not a bad start to the week. So overall. But yeah, I think that at the end of the day, that's all we got, folks. We're back for NXT tomorrow. 2 more hours is going to be a lot of fun. We're here all week long. Make sure you check out all of those links below. Lots of fun to be had. Go follow us on all the socials. Get yourself a fancy little t-shirt. And from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for being here. And we'll be back again.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is all authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, but to put that for life with it. Bye.
See you on the flip side, folks. Come back tomorrow. Bye.